Please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If we could just stay standing for a minute, you know, with all that's going on in the Middle East, I can't believe we're talking about the Middle East again, but with all that's going on in the Middle East and some service members who got injured, a few that have died in action, and also some local folks we had pass away, especially Andrew Lynch. So please remember those folks in your prayers. Thank you. We have to start with the public hearing on the tentative budget fiscal year 2026 to 2027. Can I get a motion?
Motion?
Motion by trustee Olivia. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by trustee Ramus.
Say, that's what I was gonna do today.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, opposed, motion carried. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through the tentative budget. You all have a copy of it. And we'll start with general, we'll do water sewer. And as of right now, I've got a couple comments at the end, but we'll just go over it. So this is in the general fund side. So page 1 of 10 on the general funds revenues. Real property taxes last year was $3,612,625.41. The new tentative is $3,730,625, again under the New York State tax cap as required unless the board went over by a vote, which we did not. So we were under the cap on that. Interest and penalties remain the same as last year at $30,000. Sales tax went up a tick to $1,375,350. Utilities gross receipts stayed the same as last year at $65,000. Franchise fees stayed the same as last year at $75,000. Property maintenance stayed the same as last year at $5,000. Vital statistics fee stayed the same as last year at $1,000. On-street parking meters went up a little bit as we have increased revenues on the both the coin machine, parking ticket side, as you'll see in the report I give later. Parking meters is charge point. We increased that a little bit too as those numbers keep coming in. Last year was $7,000, this year's $8,000. The board spoke at a budget meeting and also at a regular meeting in regards to a building department / code enforcement officer or office. We put an amount of money in there this year to create that office. It was an office that we had many years ago. The village got contracted with the town, and after talking with the board felt strongly about putting that in there. It's nothing coming from taxation. As you'll see later in the budget, this is the revenue side, so we put in an amount of money of $150,000 that we feel will generate in fees and building permits. If the board doesn't decide to move forward with the proposed plan to reestablish that office, then it's a wash. It doesn't affect anything. We won't have the revenue, we won't have the expense, it'll just go away. But we have to put it in there because our fiscal year starts, June 1. So if we don't have it in there, it would cause a little bit of budget havoc down the road. So again, it does not affect taxation. And again, if we don't do it or we decide to have more conversations with the town and things get alleviated that way, that's a possibility as well. It'll be a wash. We won't charge the expense, we won't have the revenue, it just goes away. Public safety stayed the same at $15,000. Interest and earnings dropped a little bit to $40,000. Rental of property, this is the Verizon leases we have, is around $30,000, up $2,000 from last year. Business occupational license is $7,500. Fines and forfeiture bail is at $7,500. Minor sales at $1,000. Sales of equipment at $1,000. Interfund revenue from capital, $137,000. State revenue sharing at $45,000, mortgage tax at $25,000. Again, some of these numbers stayed the same from last year. Consolidated highway aid, which is CHIPS, is $35,000. And interfund transfer from water and sewer is $150,000. So total revenues of $5,948,975, of which $3,730,625 would come from actual taxation. In addition to that, we're appropriating $475,000 from last year's appropriated fund balance. This is down from last year where we budgeted $550,000, for a total on the general fund of $6,423,975. Again, that was just revenues. So page 3 of 10 on general. I'm just going to go through the lines and just give out the bottom number for each section. So Board of Trustees is $38,000. Again, that's for the 4 trustees. Mayor, $24,500. Treasurer, $182,000. Budget Officer, $2,500. Purchasing is $59,000. Just so the public knows, in Treasurer, it's a position and a half in there. And also you'll see the same thing in Clerk, it's a position and a half. And then Purchasing is the other full-time person we have. So I'm sorry, Purchasing was $59,625. Clerk was $225,000. The most biggest change for that was the clerk contractual. You'll see later in the budget, we used to have all the purchasing from Village Hall and different contractual obligations came out of building. But we changed that to put it where it actually should go, which is under the clerk's office. So that's why there's such a big change there. So $225,000 on the clerk. Attorney went down a little bit to $75,000. Engineer stayed the same at $55,000. Elections, we do have another election in this fiscal year, so there's $3,000 for that. The new line, like I mentioned before, building code enforcement, $102,000. Central garage, $27,500. Technical support is $44,000. Unallocated insurance is $250,000. Municipal association dues is $2,250. Judgment and claims is $5,000. Veterans Affairs is a new line item in the budget. This used to be the spot where we had the MTA tax. As I mentioned before at the meeting, we don't have the MTA tax for our county. We're not responsible for it. So I created a new line that the board talked about. I don't think we do enough for our veterans. So I had a conversation with John Flynn, who runs the American Legion Post, and I said, we're going to put something in our budget, and then if you need something for the building, they're trying to get some, different amenities on the building, come down, we'll have a conversation, and the board will move forward appropriately. So we put $5,000 in that for veterans. Contingency is at $60,000. Central Communications went down to $296,000 from $330,000. Police Department was $1,473,000, down from its requested amount of $1.5 million. Traffic control went down a little bit to $15,000. On-street parking went up a little bit to $21,000, and that was mostly due to some new equipment purchases. Fire Department was at $152,745. For some folks that may be watching, the difference in the fire department for the village and the town is that the town is in a district. They have their own budget. They just submit it to the town. We actually pay for the fire service in the village budget for operational expenses. Animal control, which is the TARO program, we budgeted $600. Registrar salary is $1,000. Street administration stayed pretty flat at $135,000. Street maintenance is at $410,000. Street maintenance chips is $5,000. Snow removal at $120,000. Last year we had $113,000 was the budget, so we tweaked that up a little bit. Hopefully we don't have a storm like storms we had last year. And of course we would do a few things different than we did this year. But we raised that to $120,000 total. Street lighting stayed the same, $85,000. Sidewalks went to $25,000, which was up from last year. Parks fund went to $60,000, which is a little down from last year, and a little more than the requested amount. Beautification went down also to 22,000. Youth programs stayed at 5,000, historians stayed at 1,000, celebrations went to 15,000. This is mostly due to, depending on what the board wants to contribute to the 4th of July, in hopes that the town matches us, or we match the town. We also have our 120th anniversary in October, so we're looking to do something with that. Senior Citizen Center went up a little bit to 17,000, storm sewers went to 20,000, refuse and garbage disposal went to 5,000, street cleaning went to 14,000. Benefits, there's some talk about Tier 6 in the New York State Department of Retirement, which will be a interesting endeavor for all municipalities should they take them on. We're kind of figuring that in to these numbers. So hopefully Albany will come to their senses and deal with that appropriately. Total benefits is $1,521,255. That takes care of state retirement, police and fire retirement, LoSAP, which is a program for the firefighters and members of the fire department, Social Security and Medicare, workman's comp, unemployment insurance, and health insurance. Serial bonds for general fund was $277,000. Bond anticipation note, which is again primarily FEMA, is $457,000. Reserve funds to various accounts that range from village hall repair, police vehicle repair, fire department equipment reserve, fire department truck reserve, fire department reserve command vehicle, and DPW vehicle reserve was a total of $110,000. For a total in the general fund of $6,423,975. Next would be the water fund, and we can do questions after. Water fund revenues pretty much stayed flat. There was a minor adjustment to water rents other governments, just to try to hone in on the numbers. But water meter sales were the same at $585, water service charge at $1,500, interest and penalties at $15,000, water rents other governments $392,000, interest and earning $10,000, minor sales $1,500. Interfund transfers for capital was $115,000, which brings us total revenues of $1,120,000. We are going to appropriate $132,000 of fund balance, which is down from $155,000. So total revenue is $1,252,000 even. And that's broken up by the following: $15,000 for engineer, $44,000 for school and town property taxes for our reservoir, $30,000 contingency, water administration. Most significant change in that is because we just kind of trying to clean up where we pull the money out for VRI. It just, after talking with the deputy treasurer, it made more sense that we pull the funds from there under water administration contractual. So $369,000 was total there. And again, that's not all VRI, there's some grant writing in each department. Purification and filtration was $190,000, transmission and distribution was $80,000, benefits for some retiree, $41,500, serial bonds for water was $82,500, up a little bit from last year at $79,000, and bond anticipation note, which is $325,000, again related to FEMA, up from $220,000. Interfund transfer is $75,000, that goes to general fund for a total appropriations of $1,252,000 even. Again, no change to water rates for the next fiscal year. Next is sewer budget. Again, revenue's pretty flat. $950,000 for sewer rents, sewer service charges at $3,000, interest and penalties at $35,000, sewer rents other governments is roughly $2,000. Interest and earnings is $10,000. Interfund transfers of $13,500. Total revenues of $1,013,500. We are using $97,000 of appropriated fund balance, which is up a little bit from last year, but still in a relatively safe environment, for a total of $1,110,500. So the appropriations for that budget for sewer is You guys okay?
Yeah.
Okay. $5,000 for engineering, $30,000 for contingency. Again, sewer administration, we try to match these, accounts when we're paying the bills. It's good to try to stay accurate as much as possible. So sewer administration contractual and grant writing came in at $367,000. Sanitation sewers came in at $50,000, a little down from last year. Sewer treatment came in at $305,000. Benefits for some retiree, we have $41,500. Serial bonds of $32,000, and bond anticipation notes, which are again FEMA, $205,000. And interfund transfers of $75,000 to general, which brought us a total appropriations of $1,110,500. So that's the tentative budget for 26-27. Public hearing. I'm sure there's questions. Mr. Malakot, you're probably first.
No, I have no questions. Just one comment,
Okay.
if I could. The building code enforcement,
Yes, sir.
if you're gonna drop out of something with the town, an agreement, please make it so that maybe in a few years, maybe we wanna get back in with them. I think that in the initial phase, there's a lot of cleanup in code enforcement in the village. And if you had a dedicated person in the village doing that, then a lot of the problems would be solved, and maybe we could save on that in the future.
Absolutely. And it's, we talked about this maybe a month or so ago. It's very preliminary, but it just timing wise, I'm in my budget season now, so I have to put an expense and a revenue side. So if we don't, like I said, if we don't decide to do it, or we come up with some, strengthening maybe the agreement we have with the town, that might change. But it's a valid point. Mr. Wells?
Short-term rental revenues, the sales tax is about $9,000 difference. I'm assuming that the short-term revenue tax is going to fall into that category?
No, I will say just a general statement that the revenues are pretty conservative. I have no idea what to anticipate for short-term rental revenue or the hotel tax revenue. So I'm probably gonna let it go a year and just see what comes in. And then the community will probably have that windfall next year. It's just very hard to forecast it because we've never had it. And so I'm not comfortable putting those revenues in and them not coming in what I think they may be, and then we're falling short. And we always are, we budget $1,375,000 for sales tax, but we normally get roughly 1.5. But again, that's a number that you don't know. If people stop shopping, there's a chance that you lose revenue. If things get more expensive, people stop spending as much money. So that's a number that it's really a guesstimation. So, I'm comfortable with the contract we have now with the county, and we do very well with it. The community as a whole does very well with it, because we get a special rate than other communities. So, again, it's really a guesstimation, but I have not figured in hotel tax or short-term rental revenue.
That's going to be substantial.
It could be. We've talked about it, but, I want to just see what it is when it comes in. I may know by first, second quarter of our fiscal year.
So that just comes into reserves, when it comes in?
Yeah, I'll use it, I'll put it somewhere. I'm gonna post it to a revenue account, and then we'll see how it goes through the year, and then, yeah, absolutely.
Why did the village engineer go up 20%, 25%?
Overall in general, let me just go to it real quick. So, last year we had, it stayed the same as last year. The request came in a little higher.
So the request was 50 and you left it at 40?
Yeah, after looking at the numbers and the bunch of projects that we have, whether it's FEMA, the Phase 2, that those costs come out of those respective borrowings.
That's our cost,
Yeah.
seems like it had a lot more
Yeah,
engineering.
but I do have them working on a couple of walls that, we had a contractor up there looking the other day at the wall on Chestnut.
Great idea.
Yeah, no, I know, Mr. Wells, so I was ready for you tonight, with both barrels loaded, so. But there's like a wall at Grove Park, so, you know, there's some stuff that we may be looking at general fund wise that that company may have to do some work on.
So does he also task with the earth and works for the water line projects?
Yes,
Or is that built into the budget for the project?
it's built into the project. Yes, sir.
So that wouldn't be a separate line item for him?
No, no. Oh, well, is like someone monitoring the job.
Right.
Yes, that's it, that's in the, yes, that's built into the price, yes.
Right.
Good questions? Anybody else? Okay, hearing none, I'll take a motion to adjourn the public hearing on the tentative budget. Motion by trustee Gargiulo, seconded by trustee Carroll. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And then we could, if you have anything, we'll talk when we get to that item on the budget. Now we're going to reorganization. It's an exciting meeting tonight, folks. This is historic, you know? Motion for reorg, right? Yeah. Okay, I just need a motion from the board to enter into reorganization meeting. Motion by trustee Gargiulo, seconded by trustee Carroll. Oof. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried, okay. So the first part we have to do is a special meeting of the Board of Trustees of the Village of Highland Falls was held at Village Hall, 303 Main Street, second floor, Highland Falls, New York. Meeting was called to order by Mayor DeSalvo at or approximately 6:30 p.m. Members present was the Mayor, Jim DeSalvo, Trustee James Ramus, Trustee Peter Carroll, Trustee Alina Olivia, Trustee Jennifer Gargiulo. So we opened up the public hearing to talk about the tentative budget, which we have to adopt by May 1st, 2026. Mayor and Budget Officer Jim DeSalvo presented the tentative budget and read the line subtotals for fiscal year 26-27 tentative budget. The total appropriations for the general fund is $6,423,975. This includes an estimated revenue of $5,948,975 and appropriated fund balance of $475,000. The proposed tax rate is 12.36%. Okay, we did that. We did that. We closed that, okay. Okay, so the reorganization opened exactly at, what do you got, what time you have, clerk?
6:57, sir.
6:57 p.m. Okay. So I'm gonna make the following appointments. Deputy Mayor is gonna be James Ramus. Police Commissioner is Jim DeSalvo. Fire Commissioner is Jim DeSalvo. Sanitation and Wastewater Commissioner is James Ramus. Street Commissioner is Peter Carroll. Water Commissioner is Jennifer Gargiulo. Building Commissioner is Alina Olivia. Building Department and Code Enforcement Liaison is Alina Olivia. And depending on what the board does down the road, that particular liaison position will dramatically change. So just FYI as we move forward with that, should we move forward with that. Disaster Preparedness Liaison will be Emma Rogers. Disaster Preparedness Deputy Liaison will be Eric Smith. DPWEA Union Negotiator will be Mayor and/or Labor Attorney. Police Union Negotiator will be Mayor and/or Labor Attorney. Cultural Outreach Liaison. It's a new title for that position. And I could think of no other person than our very own trustee Peter Carroll. Town of Highlands Liaison will be Jennifer Gargiulo. Senior Citizen Liaison Peter Carroll. Youth Liaison will be Alina Olivia. Planning Board Liaison James Ramus. Zoning Board Liaison Jennifer Gargiulo. Green Committee Liaison Peter Carroll. And Codification Liaison James Ramus. The next one, I need a motion and a second for a one-year appointment. So I need a motion.
I'll make the motion for the one-year appointments.
Trustee Ramus, seconded by
Second.
Trustee Gargiulo. Deputy Treasurer will be Luciana Brown. Deputy Village Clerk will be Catherine Luciani. Attorney for the Village will be Elise Terhune. Labor Attorney for the Village will be Rory K. Brady, Esquire. Budget Officer will be Jim DeSalvo. Bingo Inspector will be the Police Chief Jason Torpy. Fair Housing Officer will be Luciana Brown. MWBE Officer will be Heidi Johnson. Following Bog Meadow Caretakers, Catherine Beach, Randy Mesh, James Titolo, Michael Slack, Bob Jones, Daniel Zint, Lisa Jones, Jacob Stevens, Harold Lamica, Enoch Brown Jr., George Ramus, and Norman D. Young. I need a roll call vote.
Trustee Olivia?
Yes.
Trustee Ramus?
Yes.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Gargiulo?
Yes.
Mayor DeSalvo?
Yes. So that motion carried. Okay. So I need a motion for move the following, for a two-year appointment to be approved to expire April 2027.
I'm sorry, Mayor, 2028.
Excuse me, 2028. So I need a motion
Motion?
by Trustee Olivia, a second by
Second.
Trustee Gargiulo. Tax Collector will be Luciana Brown. Registrar is Heidi Johnson. Deputy Registrar is Catherine Luciani. Need a roll call.
Trustee Olivia?
Yes.
Trustee Ramus?
Okay.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Gargiulo?
Yes.
Mayor DeSalvo?
Yes. Okay. I need a motion to approve the following. The official depositories of the Village of Highland Falls shall be J.P. Morgan Chase, N.A., Key Bank, Wallkill Valley Federal Savings and Loan, Hudson Valley Investment Advisor, and N.Y. Class.
So moved.
Motion by Trustee Ramus. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Carroll. Roll call.
Trustee Olivia?
Yes.
Trustee Ramus?
Yay.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Gargiulo?
Yes.
Mayor DeSalvo?
Yes. Okay. I need a motion to approve the official newspaper of the Village of Highland Falls is none other than the News of the Highlands and the Times Herald Record as needed.
Motion?
Motion by Trustee Olivia,
Second.
seconded by Trustee Ramus. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I need a motion and a second for the following items. All regular village board meetings shall be held at the first Monday of each month at 7 p.m. in Village Hall, 303 Main Street, Highland Falls, New York. Or if necessary, the Senior Center located at 15 Drew Avenue, Highland Falls, New York, and the third Monday of each month at 7 p.m. Bills and claims will be approved at the first meeting monthly and may be approved at a second meeting in an emergency only. And one meeting each month will be designated for a workshop. If designated holiday occurs on the first or third Monday of that month, the scheduled meeting will take place the following Tuesday. Do you want to do each one of these at once or all together? All together. The official business hours of the village offices are 8:30 a.m. through 4:30 p.m. daily, except Saturdays and Sundays and holidays. Just so the community knows, we changed that like the first year. So we stayed open a little longer for folks, so I thought that was good. The annual inspection of village installations and streets will be held June 2026. The annual inventory for the village fixed assets shall be held during the month of June, and we'll set that up at some point. The mayor shall be authorized to sign checks and disperse funds in the event of an emergency or in the absence of the treasurer, deputy treasurer, or village clerk. Appointment of J. Robert Falchetti Association as village engineer, and reimbursement rate for the authorized use of privately owned vehicles shall be determined by the IRS Federal Tax Guide. Rate for 2026 is .725 per mile. That pursuant to section 2281.1 of the New York State Bingo Commission Rules and Regulations, the bingo inspector, Police Chief Jason Torpy, is authorized to act in matters pertaining to bingo operations for the village board in the village of Highland Falls. The Discrimination and Harassment Committee is the village labor attorney, Rory Brady, in charge of picking a committee. That pursuant to Part 5600 of the Rules and Regulations of the Games of Chance, delegated to the following named officers the responsibility and authority granted to them by law in relation to the issuance, amendment, and cancellation of license, the conduct of investigations and hearings, the supervision of the operation of games of chance, and the collection, utilization, and transmission of fees for a period of 1 year. Village Clerk Heidi Johnson and Deputy Village Clerk Catherine Luciani. That pursuant to Village Law 5-5246, the Board of Trustees authorized payment in advance of audit claims for public utility services, postage, freight, and express charges. All such claims must be presented at the next regular meeting for audit, and the claimant and the officer incurring and approving the claims are jointly and severally liable for any amount the board trustees disallows. Don't use that word next year. Pursuant to chapter 12 pursuant to chapter 12, subset 12-2 of the Code of the Village of Highland Falls, that the continuity of government in the event of emergency disaster shall be as follows. Deputy Mayor James Titolo, George Fallon. Deputy Fire Commissioners Ken Conley, Emily Green, and Joseph Rogers. Deputy Sanitation Commissioners Joseph Murphy and Dave Hurst. Deputy Street Commissioners will be Carlo Meyer and Edward Dunn. Deputy Water Commissioners will be James McDonald and John Sibley. Deputy Chief of Police will be Kenneth Scott, Lech Rosenbaum, Thomas Pitt. Deputy Clerk will be Amy McCormick Belladone and Jeanette Scott, sorry. Deputy Treasurer will be Gabe O'Connell and Michael DeSalvo. A motion was made by Trustee Motion by Trustee Gargiulo. Is there a second? By Trustee Carroll. Any discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Olivia?
Yes.
Trustee Ramus?
Yes.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Gardula?
Yes.
Mayor DeSalvo?
Yes. I need a motion to accept and adopt the written investment policy, which you all have a copy of. Just need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Motion by Trustee Gargiulo. Is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Carroll. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. We also I need a motion to approve the adopted procurement policy for the Village of Highland Falls, which you all have a copy of in front of you. Motion by Trustee Gargiulo. Is there a second? Trustee Carroll, on a roll. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. That went, pretty smooth. I need a motion to close the annual reorganization meeting.
Motion.
Wow. Seconded by?
Second?
Ooh. Trustee Olivia. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We ended at
7:09.
7:09. Wow. Board members must have a hot date. I know. Okay. Thanks for your patience tonight, folks. It's one of those meetings. So, we're gonna go right into the regular meeting. Welcome everyone to our regular meeting now. Village of Highland Falls, Monday, April. Motion for that too? Oof. I need a motion to open up the regular meeting.
Motion.
Motion by trustee Gargiulo,
Second?
seconded by trustee Olivia. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried to open. Okay, so we have a couple due process hearings concerning violation of property maintenance. 66 Schneider Avenue, 11 Drew Avenue, 173 Main Street. Is anybody here representing any of those properties? Yes, sir, which
Yes.
property?
173 Main Street.
173 Main Street, okay. Anybody for 66 Schneider? Okay, and 11 Drew,
Right here.
okay. 173 had his hand up first, so.
Oh, that's
I
fine.
apologize. Yeah, and come on up. You want to sit up front here, or you just want to? So do you want to give an overview, or you want me to give the overview? What am I missing? 173, 66. Oh, I got it. I got 3 for 173. I got 3 for 173. Are these the same? If you got things, I'll take it. But I'll just do 173 for right now. I want the short version on my side. And then I got Cook's Lane. Anybody from Cook's Lane?
Here.
Section block on lot 104-8-1.1.
Here.
You here for that too? Okay. All right. So I guess we'll go over 173 Main Street. What is it, 3?
Should I come up or should I sit back?
Well, let's see, hold on 1 second. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna read this first for 173 Main Street I got number 2, number 3, and number 1. So whereas long-standing violations of the village property maintenance law, 225 vehicles abandoned and junked, 225-3 storage restricted of the Village of Highland Falls Code have existed at 173 Main Street. In addition to that, we have Property Maintenance Law 2025, PMC Section 308, rubbish and garbage in the Village of Highland Falls Code. But then we also have Chapter 221, trees, 221-2, cutting and removal of dead trees in the Village of Highland Falls Code. Whereas the property owners have been given due notice,
Yes.
and said violations have been directed to be corrected, the violations and the property owners were given due notice to appear before us tonight, Tuesday, April 6, 2026, at or around 7 p.m. to determine whether the violations have the property remedied or whether to order corrective action to be undertaken by the village to correct said violations at the property owner's cost and expense. The bill said cost and expense to the property owner and levy the same against the property. Whereas a hearing was duly held by the Board of Trustees on April 6th, and whereas the owner did appear, and whereas the owner has or has not taken steps to correct the owners have not taken steps to correct the violations still exist. So, and whereas the Board of Trustees is authorized pursuant to Section 170-2 of the Property Maintenance Law to authorize the village undertake to remedy such violations at the property owner's cost and expense. So, sir,
Yes.
you have a couple different issues here at 173. I don't know if you've taken a chance to remedy any of them?
The cars are gone. There's no unregistered vehicles.
Okay.
On the property. The maintenance started halfway. Should be done in a couple days or whenever the dumpster available.
Okay,
The dead tree cutting down, but has not been fully hauled away yet.
okay.
So the maintenance side, yes, being addressed, correct.
Mr. Building Inspector, Mr. Hannawalt, thank you for coming tonight. Appreciate you for being here.
You're welcome.
So I guess my immediate question is the communication working? Are we able to get is things starting to go in the right direction? Before I even get into these,
The other,
yeah,
okay. Yes, he's starting to work on the property maintenance end of it.
okay?
But you're getting to the no building permit and.
I'll get to that at the end, but right now I just wanna take care of the cars, the
Car's
trees,
gone.
and the rubbish.
He's working on the trees. I stopped there today and he said, the contractor said exactly what.
Okay,
One dumpster is full, I need to get another dumpster.
okay.
It's supposed to be tomorrow, but
Do you think by the end of the week?
today's what?
Monday?
Yeah, the maintenance will be done by end of the week.
Okay. Are you comfortable with that too?
That end of it, yes.
Okay. How's the board? Are you guys comfortable with that as well? Yeah, okay. Mr. Carroll?
Yeah.
Okay. So for the rubbish, the abandoned junk, and the removal of trees, we'll give them an extra till Friday. Is that fair?
Monday, is that okay? Nobody should work on.
I'm gonna say Friday. Friday at 5 o'clock, okay?
Okay,
You know,
yeah,
I appreciate it. Thank you.
thank you.
All right, that takes care of that part. Now, the building, open building permit part, you wanna talk about that at all?
The property started an addition without a building permit or any oversight plans or anything. So that's an open building permit. Talk about the other one too, or?
For this property?
Yes.
Yeah, whatever you got.
We got an illegal conversion going on at the property. It was a dentist office, and it was illegally converted into an apartment that requires planning board oversight, a site plan, and special exception use. So that would have to go to the planning board to start to be straightened out, if possible.
First of all, I admit it, I'm guilty. And the second is, I'm not
Never,
too,
never.
some of the things I'm not
Never.
too sure.
Never
No.
admit,
I
don't come.
didn't even know the construction started, anyway, so
Okay.
those are the excuses.
So, let me just propose this to the board. Hold on one second, let me just, I feel like you and the building inspector, code enforcement officer need to have a serious conversation. And I'll be okay with giving you the same deadline of Friday of figuring out what the plan of action's gonna be by Friday at 5 o'clock.
As long as it's-
Because you're gonna have to figure out whether you need to go, you know, obviously there's a stop work order, correct?
Correct.
So you gotta figure out what your plan is to basically adhere to what the building and code enforcement officer just said.
Yes.
So there may be some steps from you, and then I'll hook up with, as long as Mr. Hanwell, your schedule permits by Friday, if not by Monday for this particular item, that may take, we may need to have a meeting and figure out what the plan is going forward. Do you want to, I mean, other than the stop work order, are you suggesting any type of fines or penalties at this time?
Well, I write the fine, I don't write the fines, the judge
Right.
issues the fines.
Okay.
So I wrote the violations in a note right in the violations each day that it persists does constitute a second or a separate entire violation.
Okay. Do you have that document in front of you for the stop work order part? So maybe what we'll do is we'll,
It should be.
there's 1,000 of these things here.
that's an iron sheet.
No.
So what do you recommend I do right now? I mean, I could have the board authorize me to move forward with it pending the outcome of the meeting?
Well, I think if this has a stop work order, then, has he stopped work?
Yes,
And the illegal apartment is still occupied?
Is the apartment occupied, sir?
The tenant left after the the notice.
Okay,
Okay, and right now, I do have someone stay there for just a few days.
okay,
So they are,
In the illegal apartment?
yeah,
Yeah, no, I mean, your next step would be to issue an appearance ticket to Justice Court. At Justice Court, the judge will be presented with the evidence, and they'll either have complied or not complied. Fines will either be, you'll be found guilty or not guilty, and then the Justice Court will assess the fines.
okay.
In the meantime, I think your point about getting the building inspector and the owner together and work out, and then the building inspector can report back to this board. You could also do a conditional resolution saying you have until Friday to rectify these violations. If they're not rectified, then the village will do it,
Okay,
okay?
but we'll do it that way.
Okay.
And I'll do the go ahead,
Nothing can be done until.
until you guys have worked it
planning
out.
board process.
Yeah, right, and you've
Well,
got
but he
to,
can put I'm sorry,
no, go ahead, you first.
he has to make an application to the planning board, so he needs to get that started. Once he gets that started, then he's making an effort to comply.
Right.
So the question is, Phil, are we looking at Friday for an application to be submitted to start the process?
It would be an incomplete process unless you had the start of the site plan.
The application is the start. You need to
I
see
have
that.
It's
started
a
the
site plan special exception, so
Okay,
it has to be granted by the planning board
understood.
in order to get it going. The application end of it, yeah, escrows and.
I'll get to you.
So that's part of the packet. I mean, if he doesn't have a site plan, but if he got you those first documents, it's incomplete, and he gets you the other one, but at least by Friday, if you had the application, escrow, and, short EAF, right? Those are documents that can be filled out, and it's shown good faith that he's actually moving this forward.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, he may not have the site plan, might not be a complete application, and you would monitor then if the site plan is not coming and not coming and not coming, then, but if you can get the preliminary documents done and into the building department, then you know that, you know, he's trying to comply.
I think the tenant needs to be not there if it's an illegal apartment, right? Whether it's a few days or not, I think you can't have anybody residing there while the process is taking place.
Somebody's moved in already, or was, you said going to, for a few days?
just moving first, on the first. For temporary, short term,
No.
understood.
You have any, go
So
ahead.
I am working on the site plan that Phil communicated to me, so I'm working on, now I'm more, of course, more active on it.
Okay,
And then tenants will be adjusted in a week or so, so we are working that as well. So obviously have to give her some notice, making the transition. She was staying in hotel, so I thought have a place for her, so.
okay. So, we'll tweak the resolution if the board is okay with it, that, you know, by Friday, you gotta have this worked out. And that doesn't mean you have to have everything approved, because you're not gonna, but you at least have to be with the building inspector and be on the path to doing whatever you need to do in order to move forward with your renovations or upgrades at that property. And, you know, I'm not one for giving lectures, but I've gotten a few from my parents in my life, so please try to not just start hammering away, and if you have questions, you know, for future, please reach out to the municipality.
Understood.
I would greatly appreciate that. And the overall cleanup of the property too, I've had to call and spoke with, I believe, one of the owners, And I appreciate,
Economy.
and I appreciate their response on trying to clean some things up there, but it's important, at least on the main corridors, Main Street,
Yeah.
Mountain Avenue, that the properties look, nice.
Okay, appreciate it.
So, you guys okay with Friday by 5, right?
As long as that's okay with Phil, yes.
Mr. Hannibal, are you okay? Tell me if you're not. Now's our time here. If it's not gonna work, then it's not gonna work.
The property violations, I think that we could.
Yeah, the
stop,
tree
but
part, the car part,
the rest of it-
and the cleanup.
Yeah, that's 80% there.
I mean, I can't stop the fact that this work order's been issued, stop work order's been issued, and I can't stop the fact that we didn't fill out an application, and not we, I mean, the property owner. So I just want I want the property owner to have come to you and figured out what he needs to do, and at least started that process.
I'm gonna look into the illegal conversion a
Yep.
little more tomorrow,
Okay?
because he's saying
Yep.
there's somebody in there.
Yep.
So I've never seen any of the work. No-
Yeah, I get it.
No permit, no oversight, and somebody shouldn't do
Very bad.
So you have not inspected inside?
that. Nothing.
Okay, that needs to be in this resolution. The building inspector has to have access to inspect the property inside. Do you agree to that?
I agree.
Okay.
So when we get to that point, I'll need your assistance
Okay, well, yeah, okay.
for the resolution part,
Yeah.
later in the agenda. Okay, Mr. Hannibal, you okay with this property? I mean, not okay, but we can move forward to the next one. Okay. Okay, you're gonna make sure you meet with, okay. You okay? Okay. I even grabbed you a little bit. You won. Okay. We'll do 11 Drew and, we'll do 11 Drew. Thank you for coming, Ms. Francis, we appreciate it. Long-standing violation of Village Property Maintenance Law, Chapter 170 of the Village of Highland Falls, have existed 11 Drew Avenue. Whereas the property owner has been given due notice, right?
Yes.
Of said violations and have been directed to correct the violations. Property owner was given due notice of public hearing held on Board of Trustees April 6th, 7 PM or there around, to determine whether the violations have been properly remedied, or whether to order corrective action to be taken by village to correct said violations at the property owner's cost and expense, to bill the cost and expense to the property owner and levy same against the property. Whereas a hearing was duly held by the Board of Trustees on April 6, 2026, and whereas the owner did appear, and whereas the owner, have we taken steps to work this out? We have an idea?
This is the second time we visited it.
Okay,
Mr. Fatsis, with the weather and everything, we kind of put it on hold. Same thing that happened with the town because of the weather.
okay.
Now that it's warm again, we're picking it back up. No discussion on what he's gonna do at this moment.
Is it possible to do short term, just get it nailed down, and I don't know what the plan is?
Well, I mean, as you're aware, there's work that's still necessary on the interior of the building. So, to tie back it and get it to the point where it's more presentable without, and then coming back later to do the siding, does become cost prohibitive. However, I believe I could have it all done, but I would ask the board to permit me to go as late as the end of May, and then I could have this tieback and the siding completed in one shot, and then just focus on the interior of the building, which no one would care, and then in theory, no one would complain about the exterior appearance at that juncture. But there are a few things that do need to be done on the inside before I can fully turn my attention to the outside.
Right.
So that's why I would ask potentially to the end of May, maybe even, I don't know what your meeting schedule is in June, but it will be taken care of. I mean, as there was another issue prior to, that was resolved timely.
thankfully, Phil and I have spoken a few times about these issues, so it's not as if it's something that I'm, really putting about and not looking to take care of. The weather was a factor, of
Yeah.
course. So it's, depending on how the board wants to proceed with it, I would prefer to do it in one shot
Yeah,
and not have to, hire a crew to come out and tie back it, scaffolding, the expense of that, and then have to get that crew out again with another scaffold to actually do the vinyl siding.
okay. I know for me, I totally appreciate that, being able to do the tie-backing and the siding. Is there any way we can get somebody there just to secure what's there now?
It becomes an issue, not that it's not possible, but it becomes an issue because you still have to get people either to go up there on a ladder, and part of it is a third story, the attic portion of it, and it's really almost effectively the same cost to get up there and just, if you're gonna get up there to tie it down, and some of the portions are missing, some of the tie-back portions are missing, if you're gonna get up there to do that, you almost might as well just tie back it from the get-go, as opposed to just tying it down.
All right.
I understand your concern.
Yeah, cause I just get blown up. Like, it doesn't end. I get Facebook, I get text, it just like, so I don't know how the board feels. I mean, I completely understand the tie-backing it, completing the tie-back around it and doing the siding, and I completely understand the weather but
Well, we're not talking about just one winter here. I mean, it's been in the condition that it's in for quite some time now, right?
It has. There was other things going on outside of the board's purview that also are economic factors that had to be dealt with. Those matters have been resolved, and those matters would not be a significant barrier moving forward. So 1 winter, 2 winters, either way, it's here to be done, and it's going to be done. So that's where we are on that.
Well, these are the kinds of things that would contribute to what you would call blight on the neighborhood. It just doesn't look good, and I can't agree that just tacking down what's already there would be the same cost range of redoing all of the tieback. I don't see that.
Well, that's fine. I mean, that you're perfectly welcome to your opinion on that, and I understand that. At the same time, there is an open permit for the construction to be taken care of, which the siding is part of it. So the reality of the situation is, there is an open permit, and there is no time limit to get it done. So, and I understand that, and I'm not sitting here, looking to extend or go tit for tat. The reality is that it will get done. So if you want to make an example of it, you can. And I would prefer to resolve this matter here, consciously, observantly, and get it done so that it can move forward and not have to take these matters elsewhere. So if the board is willing to give me to the end of May, then I think we can resolve this matter. If you or anyone else on the board wants to take the matter to a different avenue, a different venue, we can do that as well. It's up to you.
May is 7 weeks.
I'd like to tighten up the timeframe.
whatever you guys suggest, I kinda said my piece. I completely appreciate the latter part of your comment in regards to having it fully tie-backed and having it sided. There's no argument there with me whatsoever, but I'm just thinking more of someone just getting up there and taking a couple hours to just staple down what you have, but, I don't wanna, is there any realm where that's possible? So we don't
I
have.
mean, I can look into it, but I'm not gonna sit here and look at you straight in the face and tell you that it will happen if it's economically not feasible for it to happen. I want to get this done with. And, I see Phil often enough, that the last thing I wanna do is have to see him continuously over this topic. And, he's been more than good, more than willing to talk to me and explain to me things and how we can remedy some other, the other matter that's present before the board. So, of course, I would want to get it done even sooner. But I would rather, have that time period to make sure that I can get it done properly, make sure I can put everything the way it needs to be done. And at the same time, you know, I need at least a couple of weeks or more just to get the things done on the interior that are required for exterior. It would be disingenuous to tell you it could be done comfortably within 3 weeks or a month. And at this stage, you have a homeowner who's telling you they're gonna get it done.
Well, the problem is that there's loose Tyvek flapping in the wind, right? I mean, it's very,
What's, other than the visual nature of the loose tieback, it's not a safety concern. There are plenty of properties in the village of Highland Falls that are 100% more horrific than loose tieback. I mean, unless we're hanging our hat on that particular nail.
What internally qualifies the outside though?
I'm
What is
sorry?
it? What internally?
There's some venting that's gonna go through the siding. So it's the positioning, having the electricity and the plumbers coordinated, so that when the siding occurs, the vents are already in place and done prior to then doing it afterwards.
I mean, I have to concur, it's been going on for a very long time. I'd like to tighten up the time frame if we could. I mean, it has been a while.
It's going to be done. So the time frame at this juncture, you know, I understand that it's a concern, but, you know, do I come back and tell you, you know, 5 weeks and then I come back and get on my hands and knees and beg for another 2 weeks? I mean, I'm telling you that it'll be done by the end of May. That's the worst case scenario for you. It's pretty set in stone. If I'm telling you, looking at you and conveying to you that it'll be done by the end of May, then I believe that should be well enough to know that it'll be done and you won't have to deal with this issue moving forward.
I don't know what the board wants to do as a compromise is, May 11th would be 35 days. I'm just throwing it out there, whatever you guys want to do.
are you saying that you don't intend to Tyvek inside the house until you've done the interior work that you discussed?
I intend to do how,
Because I mean, it's really not one dependent on the other. You absolutely could do the siding and then punch the hole through for your
well,
ventilation.
I do appreciate your opinion on that and I'll take that into consideration when getting the work done. However, at this juncture, there's a reason why, which I have conveyed as to why I'm looking for that window. So at that point in time, we're dealing with semantics as opposed to actually just getting it done. You know, you're almost acting as if it will not get done. When I'm here, this is the first time I've been in front of this board on this particular matter, and I'm telling you that it's going to get done, and you're almost looking for any excuse to push the issue as if I'm looking at you and I'm not telling you the truth. So I'm not quite sure why you've taken that stance. You're welcome to your opinion and your course of action, but I'm telling you that it will be done by the end of May. So if it's imperative that we argue over a 2-week time period, or what manner in which things should be done first, you can spend that time on that if you prefer to. I'm not quite sure what the relevancy and the efficacy of that is, but if you want to, you can. You will have it done by the end of May. I don't think I'm asking for anything insanely outrageous.
All right, you have any more questions? I mean, we'll deal with it when we get to the spot on the agenda, but do you have any more questions for the property owner?
I have a question, it's an opinion. And with graduation coming up at the end of May, and that property can be seen from Main Street, we would appreciate it if you could get it done before the end of May.
That goes without saying, I'm sorry for interrupting you, but that goes without saying, Mr. Ramos. The sooner I can get it done, it's less of a headache for me, let alone the board, let alone for Mr. Hanover. So I have plenty on my plate. I don't need to add more to it. So I join you in your assessment. You're absolutely correct. The sooner it can get done, the better it is for everybody, especially myself. It's just one less thing to do, so I agree with you 100%. My effort and my goal would be to deliver earlier. 100%. There's no reason to delay. I don't gain anything from delaying. It's not like it's not gonna get done, it has to get done. And the first and foremost, I tell you, it has to get done. So I agree with your sentiments, and I do apologize for interrupting you.
I mean, the mayor did note that he was looking at a 4-week timeframe. I would even say 5 weeks at the most, only because that would fall, at least it being the envelope wrapped, in time for graduation. That's just my opinion.
That's May 11th, you said?
Yeah, May 15th.
Is the money basically the problem that's holding it all up? Money?
I'm sorry, well, there is a financial aspect to it as well. I mean, you know, that has stalled the process for quite some time, but now things are moving in a different direction where I'm able to move forward. So I should be able to move forward, not should be able to, but will be able to move forward. So that's just one factor. That is a factor, but that's been dealt with.
Right, so we'll, I mean, if you have any more questions for the property owner, I mean, we could discuss it more when we get on the, further on the agenda. I think there's gotta be a little give and take. We'll talk about it, we'll try to get to as close as we can so that we can get to the final solution portion of that particular item. So, I think the board, I won't speak on each member, but I think the board's willing to do some, give you extra time to take care of it. I don't know if it'll be till the end of May. Me personally, I would like to see it way before Memorial Day, so, but I think, I'm hoping that we can come to reasonable terms, because at the end of the day, we want it, just like you do, we want it done. So, I don't, Phil, if you have, Mr. Hannawalt, if you have anything, I'm sorry, I keep calling you Phil, by the way. Mr. Hannawalt, if you have anything to add?
No, it's your decision, so.
Okay. You have any more questions for the property owner?
No.
Do you wanna-
No appearance tickets have been issued.
No, not yet. Running from the board, see if we
Okay.
could speed it up and decide how the board would like to go forward.
Any additional comments in regards to?
Not on that
Eleven.
particular property.
Okay. We're gonna move on to Cook's Lane, section block and lot 104-8-1.1. I don't have this. Do you have that one of these spreadsheets? Okay, so property location is 104-8-1.1. Whereas long-standing violations of the village property maintenance law, chapter, Mr. Hannawalt, is it just this exterior property areas, accessory structures? Is it just that one, or you want all, is it all these?
It's all of these.
Okay. So 2020 PMC/301 general requirements, section 301.3 vacant structures and land. PMC/302 exterior property areas /302.1 sanitation. PMC/302 exterior property areas, section 302.7 accessory structures. 2025 PMC, section 301 general, section 301.3 vacant structures and land. 2025 PMC, section 302 exterior property areas, section 302.1 sanitation. And 2025 PMC/section 302 exterior property areas, section 302.7 accessory structures. There exists on said premises the following violations. Whereas the property owners have been given duly notice of said violations and been directed to correct the violations, the property owners were given due notice of a public hearing to be held at the Board of Trustees on April 6, 2026 at 7 p.m. to determine whether the violations have been properly remedied and whether to order the corrective action would be undertaken by the village to correct said violations at the property owner's cost and expense. The bill said cost and expense to the property owner and levy the same against the property. Public hearing was held by the Board of Trustees on April 6, 2026. Owner, for Cooks too,
Yes,
did appear And the owner, where are we with this stuff for 6 Cooks Lane? Or Cooks Lane, section block and lot 104-8-1.1.
This was a similar situation, but because of the cold weather with the mortar and the patching up of the building, the freezing factor kind of drove it once again to this point in time. This one has exterior damage, roof damage, so it may have to be assessed. It's up to the owner there to see what his intentions are as far as reframing the roof and going forward with that, but the site needs to be cleaned up. You know, there's stuff in the unit, the door's open, which is inviting to children, or it needs to be secured as well.
So, again, this is a topic that I've spoken to Mr. Hannaway a few different times. And, you know, depending, the weather was the big factor on this one. At one point, it's a matter of whether it's just simply repaired or whether an application would be made to the planning board. And in fact, our last discussion dealt with whether or not certain uses could be done with the planning board, certain uses could possibly be done without the planning board approval. So it's not something that's unaware, and you know, it's just a matter of whether it's just a simple repair, or shouldn't say simple repair, but if repairs are made, or something that's more constructive in terms of possibly changing the framing of the entire building and purpose. So in light of the other matter, for example, that's part of the reason why I was asking for that end of May, because at a minimum, safety concerns have to be addressed with, and with the masonry work, certainly don't want to take any chances with any inclement weather, cold weather, that could still approach, but that time period was taken into consideration for both of the properties together, so that they can be, the resources can be allotted between the two to enable the repair and the safety on the one unit, the appearance on the other unit. Instead of breaking it down 4 weeks for one, 4 weeks for another, it was essentially 7 weeks for both of them to be done concurrently. So that depending if weather's bad on one, for one type of use, work could be done on the other one. And that's the mindset and the theory behind why that time period was asked for regarding 11 Drew. So that the work can also be coordinated with the property on Cook's Lane. So minimalistically, it can be done where the repairs can be done, structurally made sound, the debris that somebody left in front of the building, cement work from, I believe, a neighboring property, but either way, at a minimum, and you still have a garage that's not very sightly for the community, the local community, or the possibility of entering into a project that would produce a better looking rateable for the community and still address the safety concerns.
Okay. Mr. Hannah, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, obviously, the one violation, I observed the vacant structure, unsecure, unsafe, and causing a blight to the community. You know, that needs to be made safe immediately. You know, as far as cleaning it out to get to a sanitary condition, that can be taken out and carted to the dump relatively easily. And then I think we're gonna need a building permit, because he's gonna need structural repairs to it, the roof. So we're gonna have to have somebody design that. But I would definitely take care of the securing it.
Okay. I know. So, all right, so what's the ETA on at least taking care of the items that the building or inspector feels that are, I guess I wanna premise my comment by saying this, and Mr. Fatsis, this is, don't take it personal, it just happens to be you two folks that are here tonight. Thank you for coming. But, whether you're a new resident or a family that's been in the community for many years and decades, we gotta get into this mantra now of we gotta change how we're doing it. And I appreciate Trustee Olivia, I appreciate all the trustees, and I'm here, I'm getting whispers and stuff like that about that. We have to change how we're doing stuff, okay? We can't have 6 months to maybe get around, or, it's financing, or it's whatever the plan is. If you're in the business of owning properties, you better figure out what your budget is and get it done in a timely fashion. And I appreciate that we're trying to take buildings and properties in Highland Falls for folks who have been here and new folks that are here, and we're trying to fix them and make them nice, but that doesn't mean it's an open-ended envelope. We can't have it for 18 months and then, I appreciate everyone's fiscal situation from time to time, but I hate using the word 50 times in a row, so you know how worked up I am. So I don't know what the board's gonna wanna do, and I wanna give you folks some extra time. So, and I have no problem giving a short amount of time, that we figure out some hard deadlines and then come back to it next week and have a special meeting just on the property hearings. I don't know legally if I can do that.
Or you just have to notice a special meeting.
Okay, so we may do this in 2 parts tonight, because this doesn't seem like it's gonna remedy itself in, right here and now.
Well, no, it's been going on, timeframe, it's been going on significantly, it needs remediation, both, like ASAP, the security of that building is a thing. I mean, a week passed by, I get a lot of phone calls for that one, Cook's Lane, so we can remediate the safety factor of that, and if we can tighten up that timeframe of getting these things done, because like Trustee Olivia said, it's been going on for a couple of years now. And again, we're the ones that bear the brunt of that, and understanding that there's financial issues, I get that, we all get that, but we gotta work with us too. We need to get it done.
I've got a question for you, Mr. Rassus. Many years ago, I talked with somebody that talked about, you had an idea on developing that piece of property and putting a second story on it and making it living quarters. How would you, think about just tearing that down? That masonry work, the roofing, everything is shot. Just tear it down and make it a driveway parking space. Because you can't use that foundation to put a top another story.
Well, I would certainly have someone who's qualified in that area to look at it, so an engineer or an architect look at it and see what can and cannot be done, and also what the financial factors are that relate to that. If it's just something that, if it's not economically feasible, then I would look to save the building.
Save it?
To save it. At that point, I'm not looking to just knock the building down and just have a parking lot. I mean, it's not useful at that point, and it certainly doesn't offer the community anything worthwhile with just having another, a vacant piece of property that's only 22 feet wide. I'm not sure what anybody would gain from that. However, as I did, maybe a month ago was the last time that I spoke to Phil about this in town hall. It's to see what options that were open and what options were available. Now, securing it in the meantime is certainly a concern, and will certainly be taken care of, so that at least once the safety issue is absolved, then a decision can be made as to what can and cannot be done with it. Worst case scenario, it's to repair it. And the best case scenario would be to add a second floor to it. If neither is done, all options would be open to the table, but I'd have to be able to actually look into that.
You could possibly want to make it an apartment.
No, it could be storage. It doesn't really matter what it is, but if you're gonna put in X amount of dollars into something, and for a few extra dollars more, you actually get usable space out of it. There, you know, I do have a set of architectural plans where it could actually be made into a small two-bedroom house. That's not my concern right now. My concern is dealing with it, getting the safety issues dealt with first, and then I can look into whether it needs to be, whatever needs to be done down the line.
Okay.
And but the concerns are what's in front of us right now.
My concern is that if you just put a Band-Aid on that roof and hang that door again, going in, and that's as far as you take it, it's still a very bad eyesore. And I don't know, I would even ask Phil, at some point, couldn't he condemn it, and then knock it down? I don't know, we don't want that type of building, right in the middle of the house,
Well, the idea is to see how it could be done in a way that would meet all those concerns. You know, how it can be fixed to the point where it's not an eyesore, and whether it's a one-level, as it is currently stands garage, or it becomes a two-story garage, or not. But the point is that the look of the building as well would be dealt with. There's no reason that I would not be dealing with. In fact, I've had conversations with Mr. Hannell about that very same issue. And we weren't gonna do stucco work in January with snowstorms and icy conditions, or even roof work at that point, because there's a safety concern. If we're really concerned about safety, sending somebody up there in that, during those weather conditions would not be prudent. So, whatever's ultimately done, I mean, the idea is to improve it and have it look better for everyone. I own the home across the street. I certainly understand what it means to have, that property look nicer. It's not a concern that's lost on me. So I appreciate you bringing up that point, and it's well taken and well understood.
I think the safety concern should be done immediately. I don't think there's any issue doing that, securing that space, that open space. I think, again, I do appreciate, like the mayor says, but it has been going on for a long time. I'd really like to tighten up that time frame to say it's gonna be done, because what's the guarantee? I mean, I don't know, you can come to us May 30th and say, well, I really didn't have money to do it, or, anything could happen in the interim. So I personally would like to tighten up the time frame to get it done. 30 days, I don't know what you want, but I want to tighten it up.
You mean on the Drew Avenue?
No, the Cook's Lane, she's saying.
Well, both, actually.
Yeah, well, I think that Cook's Lane is, I think that Cook's Lane, you have a couple of issues there. I think you have an immediate issue that you have to secure the building, which I don't think, that shouldn't.
That can be done tomorrow, I mean, board it up.
Anyway, do we have any more questions for the property owner? And then we
No,
can
and I
deliberate
thank you for
more.
being here too, I do appreciate you being here.
Mr. Hannibal, you have anything to add on the Cook's Lane property? Okay. And I think the last one is, do you have anything else to add, Ms. Betts? Okay. And then the last one, I think, is 66 Schneider Avenue. 66 Schneider Avenue, whereas longstanding violations of village property maintenance law, chapter 170 of the Village of Highland Falls Code have existed at 66 Schneider Avenue, designated as tax map 103-24-11. And whereas the property owner has been given due notice of said violations, I mean, we got all kinds of stuff here. Return receipt. Pictures of it's posted on the door, anyway. Property owners were given due notice, and a public hearing to be held on the Board of Trustees on April 6, 2026 at 7 p.m. to determine whether the violations have been properly remedied and whether to order the corrective action to be undertaken by the village to correct said violations at the property owner's cost and expense. To bill said cost and expense to the property owner and levy the same against the property. And whereas a public hearing, a hearing was duly held by the Board of Trustees on April 6, 2026, and whereas the owner the owner, ma'am?
No.
Oh. Is there an owner to 66 Schneider Avenue?
Yes, but not here.
Huh?
Yes, but not here. We live there, I reside by that address.
But you don't own it? Okay. So the owner did not appear, and whereas the owner's have they taken any steps to correct the violations? Mr. Hamel?
Not far as all actually, for one of them possible.
Okay,
Coop slash shelter is gone.
okay.
That was the last time that was.
Hold on a second. Been removed, okay. So, so code of violations 143 noise / 143.2, enumeration of unnecessary noises. Code Village of Highland Falls, chapter 240 zoning, 240-3 replacement of accessory buildings, and is that the one that has been remedied?
The accessory building, yeah, the coop
Okay.
slash shelter.
Oh, chickens?
Yeah.
Rooster?
Correct.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the roosters?
Code of the Village of Highland Falls, chapter 143 noise / 143-2, enumeration of unnecessary noises. Code of the Village of Highland Falls, chapter 240 zoning / 240-3 replacement of accessory buildings and uses in all districts.
So,
Okay, well, hold on now, hold on, and I don't wanna stop you from talking, because this is a public, not a public hearing, but a hearing. You're not the property owner, so I don't want to,
my husband's family, so it's been in the family since 1943. So my point to this was, this has been like an ongoing thing.
just so I can, don't mean to interrupt you, but can I just get your name? I'm sorry.
Alice.
Spell it for me?
ALICE.
I'm sorry.
Alice.
Alice, I'm sorry. Couldn't hear. Sorry. Same last name.
Correct.
Okay. And it's just owned by James
That's-
Lurch? The tenant is Robert Lurch, but the owner is James, correct?
The violation was written to the tenant, Robert Lynch.
Okay. So Robert's your husband? Okay. Do you have anything to, go ahead, I interrupted you, I apologize.
So the problem with the rooster, he has a collar, so there's no way that he's crowing to whatever decibel was put on there. That is wrong and ridiculous. So, and they are inside chickens, so there is no way that that is actually happening. The dogs around my house are louder than the chicken, so it's ridiculous. The chickens do not come out before 8 o'clock in the morning, and they are put away by 7:30, so that is not even a noise ordinance. Either direction. They're not out making noise before 8 o'clock in the morning, and they're not out after 7:30.
Okay, so, and I'm not,
They're pets.
I understand, hold on a second. And I don't want this to feel combative, okay?
It's not.
But you're not allowed to have them in the Village of Highland Falls.
Why? This is a new ordinance for you guys.
No, it's not.
It is
Hold-
not
hold-
been the same.
Hold on, I
ordinance.
didn't interrupt you, so I just want to tell you, like, you're technically not allowed to have them unless you come in, fill out an application or request for the board to approve for you to have them.
But that's never been a thing, ever.
It's been the law since 1906, probably.
It has not been the law for this town before.
No,
You guys
I'm-
have changed that.
no, we have not
Whatever
changed
time You had to.
we-
That
no,
is
no,
not
we
the
have
law.
not, we have not
My
changed.
husband's family has owned this property since I wanna say 43, 45.
Okay,
Don't
but I
hold me
don't-
to that date.
Okay,
But they've always had something.
okay,
So
That's
that's
fine,
not,
and I'm
that's
not-
not new, and they're all over town, it's not one place.
and when they're in front of us too, they're gonna be told that they shouldn't have them either. Like, what do you want me to do? You're in an area where you're on top of each other with houses, like, you can't have a farm.
None of my direct neighbors have a problem.
Excuse me.
Wait,
I
it's
don't
just a hearing,
acknowledge
it's,
her, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
that's not,
It's not your place to acknowledge anyone.
yeah, it's,
Only he acknowledges.
okay, so first of all, that's not accurate, because I get complaints from a lot of people. I have a rooster that's around the corner from my house, that you're not supposed to have it, and as soon as they get a visit from the code enforcement, you're not allowed to have, this isn't a,
But they're considered pets, so it's not like I have livestock.
Regardless if-
all over the place, no.
I'm not even arguing at that point with you. I'm not arguing with you that they're pets. You still have to get approval from the board to have them. I'm just telling you what the law is. How close am I?
It's correct, you're correct.
Okay, so I'm just letting you know, like, he could he or you or whoever owns the chickens or roosters or whatever, you can ask to keep them, but you have to go through that process. And I'll tell you right now, there's no way the board will approve keeping a rooster. So, it's just not, it's not designed to be in an area that's like heavily populated. So, I don't, anyway, other than that, you said the coop, so the coop is gone now. Is that correct, is what you're saying?
Yes, I was there today, and I did not see the coop. The last time I saw the coop was,
I don't care, I don't mean this the wrong way, I don't care when you saw it last, it's gone now, right?
it's gone.
Okay, so now there's no chicken coop, so either the chickens are gonna be outside, or you're telling me they're in the house now?
We have a spot in there for them, yes.
Okay. All right, again, it's not necessarily an FYI, it's like legitimately the law. So I'm just letting you know that you can't have them unless you apply to ask for have them. So, one time we had somebody ask to have a potbelly pig.
I wasn't asking to have a pig.
I understand that, I'm just giving you I'm kind of giving you the parameters that people ask for it. They came and they asked, they came in with a letter and they requested. My point is that it happens. So, you know, anyway, I'm just letting you know. I don't know what the board wants to add to that, but you all know my feelings on roosters.
Yeah, I
So,
concur.
not that I don't like personally hate them. I think they have a purpose in nature, but I don't think they belong in a village of this setting. So, and we did have.
I walk quite often and I've heard the rooster myself and it is quite loud. If you have a collar on it, it's
You've
not
heard
loud
our
enough.
rooster?
Absolutely.
The dogs next door are louder than the rooster.
I absolutely can, I hear you on that because yes, I've got some dogs that are quite obnoxious, that are by me as well.
But you can have dogs. I don't mean to cut you
You
off.
can have
You can have dogs or cats.
You got construction, you got kids playing music, you got everything around the neighborhood. I'm not complaining about anybody else.
But
I think
even if the rooster was mute,
ridiculous.
doesn't matter. You're not supposed to have them.
I have not
Chapter
seen that.
53,
Okay.
13.
It's a sanitation
Yeah.
issue too.
Yeah.
They've been around.
Okay, I'm sorry, I spoke when you were speaking, I apologize, did you? Okay. Anything else in the process of getting remedied with these things that you mentioned on here?
Depends how the board wants to treat it. Every time the rooster crows, it's a violation of the noise ordinance.
Okay. I'm willing to we gave this gentleman until Friday to figure this stuff out. I would probably do the same for this individual.
Fine with that.
Are you guys okay with that? Okay, other than the accessory thing, which is down already, correct?
That's
Okay.
And it was only one accessory building, correct? It was just one? Because it's on here twice? I'm
It
just
was-
curious.
within a combination, an outdoor area to the accessory coop, I think is that.
Okay, it's like a hotel, I got it. So, all right, so you gotta tell me which one, tell me which one that's already been taken care of, can you? So that when I say you got till
The
Friday.
zoning, number 7. 240-7, I believe.
Oh, okay, 240-7, I got it. Okay, zoning, placement of accessory building, you said, okay. 240-30,
There you go.
is that it? Okay,
That's
so
it.
that part's been rectified. I appreciate and thank you for that. Okay. All right. Do you have any more questions? Again, I'm sorry, you're not the property owner, and I don't mean that in a negative way, do you have anything to add with that? Okay, do you guys have any more questions for the property owner? Mr. Carroll?
No.
Okay, all right, so we come back to that later in the meeting and we'll make a determination. Are you okay? Okay, everybody's okay. Phil, you have anything, I'm sorry, Mr. Hannawalt, you have anything to add on that one? Okay. Okay. Any local, was that it for the, I think that's it. Okay. Need a motion to close those hearings?
Yes.
Okay, can I get a motion to close the hearings?
Motion to close the hearings.
Second.
Motion by trustee Ramus, seconded by trustee Olivia. All in favor?
All right.
Okay. Motion approved. Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Okay. Any local organizations have a comment? Local organization?
Yes, I do represent the Highland Falls Community Flood Resistance Working Group.
Okay,
We are part of Highland Falls, together we decide.
okay.
Sorry about that. I guess I'll face you guys, right? I don't see the
Hey,
yes
come
on the
up here, my
floor.
friend, you gotta come up here. Yeah, and then you just talk to us, it's fine.
All right, so, April 18th, over at the library, we are having a flood mapping, project, 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Okay, and what we're looking to do is to get village residents who have properties along the brook or have flooded, and we're trying to get a more direct diagram of the area and where the flood problems are, okay? Once again, my name is Brian Frederickson, I live on Mountain Avenue, 131 Mountain Avenue, and I represent the Highland Falls Community Flood Resilience Working Group. We are part of the Highland Falls, working together, we decide, a bunch of different community groups that are trying to get together and trying to update our area after the flood. Because Lord knows we don't have a flood plan here. Nobody's actually even tried to get all this information together since probably 18 whatever, right? Because we don't have it. We don't. You can ask anyone other than the knowledge of Richie Sullivan about the flood, the area and all the waterways. Nobody really has any definite answers of where it's flooded, where the damage is, where the major issues are. So April 18th, 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at the library. Gonna have a big map. If you have a residence that either floods frequently or most recently during the storm, is along the brook or along any type of water within the village of Highland Falls, please come by, map it out, take some pictures of your backyard or the back where the water is, and so that way we can have a more detailed diagram of where our issues are, and we can present it to the village for further enhancement later on, if and when we do get money from the BRICS program to sort of help it out, okay? Once again, my name is Brian Frederickson, and thank you very much.
Right, where's the meeting?
Before you think of,
Library.
yeah, just make sure we get on the website.
Yeah, I'll text it to you guys. I'll text it to you guys
Yeah,
on
or
board.
if you could
The
shoot an email
flyer?
to,
I'll shoot you an email, sir?
If you have a flyer, that'd be great.
Yeah, I got it on my phone. I don't
Okay.
have it printed out, but
You
I'll
can-
send it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, get it on the
Perfect.
website.
Yes.
Let's get that done so we can present it to the BRICS program and everything else.
Just one question.
Yeah.
Is there any chance that you could possibly live stream that?
I have not I don't have the technical ability to do that with
That's
the
okay.
cameras and everything else.
Okay.
I don't know who's gonna show up or how many people we're gonna get, but it will be open, it's in the library.
Okay.
We're gonna have the map there, right, Olga, right? It's open to the public, stop on. I'll try to take some pictures and post it to, and I'll email it to you, the pictures of us working on the group and the map, so that way we can get it on the website. But like I said, to anyone watching, if you live along the water, live along the brook, all right, it hasn't been updated since probably the early 1900s, if that. Property lines go across the brook, before the brook, so nobody's actually, in recent memory, has tried to do this. Let's try to do this so we can fix the brook, especially all the properties downstream from the brook, where eventually all the water makes its way to, all right? Thank you very much, guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Drive safe, Cliff.
You got it.
Okay.
Any other local organizations comment?
May I?
Sure.
10:30 to 1:30 on the 18th.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for letting me speak. I'm Alden Anderson, I'm here at Park. I'm here to remind everybody that you all got these things in the mail. So hopefully you remember getting them in the mail and they didn't get tossed. We had for the last 9 months a program called Highlands Together We Decide. And we've been having community conversations for months and months, asking people what they feel is important, what they need to see, what they would like to see done in the community, so we can build a more sustainable future for everybody who lives here. So out of those conversations, we asked people for specific project ideas, not just complaints, but ideas about what we could do. And we got out of that 8 specific projects, and we're asking the community to vote on those projects. So this, what we say here, it's your priorities, your vote. Everything that we're done and captured here is based on community conversation. So please, we're asking everybody to please do your part and vote on these. They got sent to all the households in Fort Montgomery and Highland Falls. If you have anybody in your household who is 13 years old and older, they're all eligible to vote. So only one postcard landed in people's mailboxes, but if you have 5 people who can vote, please. I have a lot of extra cards. We're going to have them at the library. I hope I can leave them downstairs as well. We've got collection boxes in several areas, Village Hall, Town Hall, the library, Fort Montgomery, and we're going to try to get more collection boxes. So you fill this out and drop it in a collection box. Or you can do what Jennifer did and drop it inside my front door. She came to my house and just left it inside my door. Whatever works. If you want me to come to your house and pick it up, I can do that too. Just as a reminder, tomorrow we'll be at the library from 4 o'clock on to answer anybody's questions. We've got a folder in the library that has descriptions, more detailed descriptions of what these projects really encompass. So if you want more information about that, you can find it there and on our Facebook page, on a website that we've published. So, yeah, I think that's
Perfect.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Any elected officials in the room? Public comment on any agenda items?
Mayor?
There's one.
Hi, Mr. Sullivan, thanks for coming down.
For coming tonight.
Hey.
Did you have anything you needed to say, Mr. Sullivan?
Was that?
You have anything you needed to say, or you okay?
No,
Okay.
just Bill's doing a good job, and I thank him for coming tonight.
Thank you. A public comment on agenda items. Up to 3 minutes.
Can I?
Sure, if it's an agenda item.
It's an agenda item.
Okay, 3 minutes.
My name is Cindy Phillips. I live at 5 Prospect Street. I also own the house next door, so I have a rental house next door. I've been here for 23 and a half years. Alina has heard me, the mayor has heard me repeatedly that that fucking bird has been, sorry, that bird has been screaming for a year. It took a year to get out. I called the police, I called the mayor, I've been at a town meeting. My house is 4 doors down from the townhouse that has the rooster and the chickens. I hear that thing scream whenever I'm home. I can hear it in every room in my house. I cannot enjoy my backyard when it's warm out. I can hear it in my bed when I'm sleeping. It took a year to go away. And the only reason I think it went away is because I put it in the newspaper. I had Channel 12 come out. The mayor got rid of it in August. She knows the story already. 2 months later, it came back. So we're not supposed to have chickens. It's a vile, disgusting mess back there. That bird screams every day. She just lied here. She just lied. So I'm just letting you know they have to go. It is not fair to people like me who spend endless amounts of money. I have a rental house, they have to listen to the bird. I have to listen to the bird. Everybody within a mile radius has to listen to the bird. Besides the fact it's a disgusting mess back there. It just so happens I showed up on the day they were dealing with it. But in terms of this, they have to go. It's not fair to everybody in the neighborhood, whether somebody has one far away or not. Thank you for listening, but as somebody who hears that thing scream every day for a year straight, it disappeared for 2 months, it's been here for 6 months, and everybody keeps saying we're gonna take care of it, you gotta take care of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Minus any more F-bombs, anybody else on?
Sorry.
It's okay. Agenda
It's
items?
been 18 months.
I understand. Agenda items. It's going well, it's going pretty good. We're just about to put the cruise control on. Anybody else on agenda items? Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, I have bills and claims for warrant number 2511 for fiscal year 25-26. Fiscal year 25-26 for $503,137.13, of which general fund is $210,604.10, water fund is $100,348.86, sewer fund is $125,175.24, and capital fund is $61,303.28. I need a motion. Motion by trustee Gargiulo, seconded by trustee Carroll. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you for that. No F-bombs. Good. In front of you have minutes from March, I'm sorry, you have minutes from March 16th? Yeah, man, this Bruce has got me all tweaked up, man. I'll tell you. I need a motion. Motion to approve the minutes for March 16th.
Motion.
Motion by trustee Gargiulo, seconded by trustee Ramus. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, resolution in front of you. This is for adoption of the budget for fiscal year 2026-2027. Resolved that the annual budget for the Village of Highland Falls for fiscal year 2026-2027 be adopted as follows. General budget in the amount of $6,423,975. Water fund budget in the amount of $1,252,000. Sewer fund budget in the amount of $1,110,500. Be it further resolved that the water rates shall remain $132.50 minimum for the first 0 to 7,500 gallons, and the current rate of $4.63 per 1,000 gallons thereafter for the May and November 2026 water billing cycles. And be it further resolved that the sewer rate shall remain at $175.75 minimum for the first 0 to 7,500 gallons at the current excess rate of 185% of the immediate previous water bill for the May and November 2026 sewer billing cycles. And be it further resolved that this resolution shall take place immediately. We can have a discussion, I'm just reading the resolution. The adoption of the foregoing resolution was made by trustee. So, I'm sorry, I need a motion. Motion. Motion by trustee Gargiulo, is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Ramus, discussion. Roll call.
Sure.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Just-
so close, I'm sorry. You gave me the, you iced me,
I just think that it's important to recognize that this document, the budget, is a plan that best represents our estimate of what the village will need throughout the year, and that includes some flexibility as we finalize decisions. I think that we've all spent a lot of time reviewing this budget, and while there are always individual lines that we could debate endlessly, I have shifted my focus more so to how we manage this budget throughout the year. And a big part of that is how we track and report and adjust as the year goes on. So I have requested more regular financial reporting for the board so that we're not getting multiple fragmented documents all at budget time. I think we can clamp the process just a little bit. But what matters most to me is that the residents see their tax dollars at work, and that looks like more police presence in our neighborhoods and parks, strong performance from our DPW, and smarter and more thorough project coordination. This past year, I think, unveiled some areas where we know we can improve, and I believe that we can do better. And as we move forward, I aim to, hopefully we all aim to focus on actions that deliver real value to the community. But I am happy that we were able to keep things on the lower end and keep our water and sewer at the current rates. So I think we've done a good job with the budget.
Any other? No. So I'll just say real quickly, I agree with a lot of what trustee Olivia said, and not so much for the general, because, you know, as we continue to change departments and come up with a new mantra and how we move forward in the community. Water and sewer seems to come up in conversation a lot on social media, passing down, walking down the street. It's very important. It's very important to the board. And, this board, I'd like to say, has been moving pretty progressively towards putting money, good taxpayer money, whether it comes from fees or we borrow money, and work on projects in the community. We're on our second phase of a water project, and we're now putting more water lines in the street. And as I said in my comments to the newspaper, or if someone's passing, this is going to take time. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. And as I mentioned to great folks like Mr. Malakot and Mr. Wells, if all the mains get fixed tomorrow, it's going to dramatically help the situation for what's referred to as brown water. But at the end of the day, it's going to take time and investment. And even if we replace all the mains lines with PVC, not some of the material they used many years ago, it will help. But it's not going to completely take care of the problem, because everybody's responsible for their lateral line. Now, the board can make that decision and determination as we move forward. If we get a grant and we can fund it, and the money comes from, a non-taxpayer source, where we have to make tough decisions on how we spend money wisely. But just keep that in mind, that the board takes it very seriously. Nobody ever mentions when the water's clear, because that's how it's supposed to be. But if it's 360 days out of the year that it's clear in your house, and the 3 or 4 days that it's brown in your house, I feel for you. Sometimes I get it. And, in the last couple of weeks, we've had four or five we had 6 in 4 weeks. We had 6 leaks in 4 weeks as we get out of the big thaw that we keep hearing about, the weather patterns here. So, it's part of this older system we have that we are putting money into, your money into, to the infrastructure, because that's what we should be doing. And there's 2 rules of thought on how you're going to improve infrastructure. We can apply for grants. They're great. Grants are great. They're fantastic when you get them. But we are applying for grant money that a lot of communities are applying for. And despite what some folks may think, even in Facebook world, there are communities that are in worse shape than us. So eventually, the Albany and the federal government, in their infinite wisdom, want you to dig out of your own problems. The grants are there to assist you. So I just want the community to keep that in mind. We don't take it lightly that we kept the water rates where they are. But just keep in mind that if you want infrastructure improvements, then eventually we're going to have to pay for them. The grants always help. We have a list of grants we put in for now. We just put in another one today for $2.4 million with Congressman Ryan. So we are doing it. We are actively doing it. But you have to wait. In the last administration, that was part of the mantra. Let's wait. It's not a bad mantra to have. I get it, because I don't want to pay anymore. But time is not on our side. So as we continue to move down the road, I'm going to make a comment about another potential revenue source for the water department, which has to be taken under consideration by the board, and most importantly, the community residents, as we move forward. But I appreciate the sentiments, and I appreciate the board. We put time in. We had meetings. We beat up department heads, and trustees beat me up, and I beat them up, and we stayed under the cap for New York State, which I think is very important. That was a long-winded way to roll call for roll call, unless somebody else says so. No, roll call.
Trustee Livia?
Yes.
Trustee Ramos?
Yay.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Gardullo?
Yes.
Mayor DeSalvo?
Yes. Thank you. And you all get so basically, if you have a tentative copy right now, those tentative numbers will move over to adopted. You will have this tomorrow morning. Or not, it'll be in your box tomorrow morning. MJ, you'll get a copy too. Okay? Right. that, we did that. Okay, in addition to that, we have a resolution here to re-levy unpaid water bills for May, November 2025 for fiscal year 25-26. Whereas the Village of Highland Falls has 159 delinquent water accounts in the amount of $62,255.11 remaining unpaid, including late fees from May/November 2025 sewer billings, water billings. Now therefore be it resolved that no further payments will be accepted after April 17th, and that any and all unpaid water accounts for year 2025 will be re-levied into the 2026-2027 village taxes. This is pretty relative, and the amount's pretty relative. So I need a motion.
Motion?
Trustee Olivia, seconded by
Second.
Trustee Carroll. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Resolution to re-levy unpaid sewer bills for June, December 2025, fiscal year 25-26. The Village of Highland Falls has 271 delinquent sewer accounts. I wonder if any of them are on Facebook. In the amount of $146,347.86 remaining unpaid, including late fees from June, December 2025 sewer billing. Therefore, be it resolved that no further payment shall be accepted after April 17th, 2026, and any and all unpaid sewer accounts for the year 2025 will be re-levied onto the 2026-2027 village taxes. The resolution was moved by Trustee
Move.
Ramus, seconded by
Second?
Trustee Olivia. All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. This actually says roll call. Do I have to do roll call, or is it, it's fine, right? No. Okay, resolution. That's done. Okay. So, next on the, I'm gonna come back to property maintenance, because that's, we're gonna, I'm sure gonna be fantastic with that. Okay, number 7, resolution 2025-2026 budget transfer general fund to workers' compensation in the amount of $1,599.12. Whereas at the April 6, 2026 village board meeting, I'm having a problem saying 2026 tonight. Village board meeting, the village board approved the budget transfer from the general fund to workers' compensation. Now therefore be it resolved that the following budget transfer in the amount of $1,599.12 be approved from Chase General Fund 7927 to NCA Comp Workers' Compensation 0658. A motion was made by Trustee
Motion.
Gargiulo, seconded by Trustee Carroll. Roll call.
Trustee Olivia?
Yes.
Trustee Ramus?
Aye.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Gardullo?
Yes.
Mayor DeSalvo?
Yes. Okay. Authorize Mayor DeSalvo or Deputy Mayor Ramus to sign the intermunicipal agreement between the County of Orange and the Village of Highland Falls through its police department at the recommendation of Police Chief Jason Twerpy for the Stop DWI program. It's an excellent program. Most municipalities take favor of it. And Chief, I think that it comes from emergency services, right? It doesn't come from the sheriff's office.
Yeah, it comes from the county,
Okay.
the Stop DWI program.
Right. Okay. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Trustee Ramus. Is there a second? Seconded by Trustee Carroll. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I need to, number 9 is to appoint a part-time dispatcher, Mia Batista, effective immediately with a maximum probation of 52 weeks per the recommendation of Police Chief Torpy. So moved. Can I get a second?
Second.
I know, I'm trying to throw you off. All in favor?
Aye.
Discussion? Opposed? Motion carried.
Welcome.
Can you just repeat the motion in the
It
second?
was moved by me,
Thank you.
seconded by Trustee Gargiulo. No, sorry, Trustee Ramus. And it was unanimous.
Thank you.
I have a notice to bidders for the Village of Highland Falls, invites proposal for grass cutting services. specifications and bid sheets are obtainable at the Village Hall, 303 Main Street, Highland Falls, during business hours from 8:30, well, we'll do 9 to 4. Proposals shall be submitted in sealed envelopes marked the outside proposal for grass cutting services and brought to Village Hall by Thursday, April 23rd, 2026 at 10 a.m., at which time bids will be opened and publicly read aloud by representative of the Village of Highland Falls. For questions, call DPW 845-446-4096 or Village Hall 845-446-3400. I need a motion to approve this to put into the newspaper. Motion by trustee Gargiulo. Seconded by trustee Olivia. We okay? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. I'm sorry, trustee Carroll, did you have something? You okay?
No.
Okay. Okay. I have authorized village engineer to request proposals, qualifications for engineering services for Lower Bog Meadow Dam Rehabilitation Project in order to meet grant requirements. Village got a grant for $2 million, of which we're on the hook for 20% for Lower Bog. Has a couple issues. We have to hire a engineering service that deals strictly with dams. I particularly would say go get a couple of people. Anyway, I need a motion to approve that.
Motion.
Motion by trustee Gargiulo, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by trustee Carroll. Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. It's only 8:36, you guys, come on, stay with me. Stay with me. We need to set a date for a public information meeting regarding the new Leaf Battery Energy Storage System for Monday, April 20th, 2026 at 7 p.m. And it says Village Hall, but I think we're gonna move it to the Senior Center. And motion by trustee Gargiulo, seconded by
Second?
trustee Olivia. I'm just gonna make this comment. So this is a continuation of a proposal that was brought before the community and the board in regards to putting a battery storage facility in a residential area. That project has died, DOA. However, in talking with the company, they still would like to see if they can do something in this area. So, who's that, Dan? So we are looking into the potential to put it on village property and it be a revenue stream for village infrastructure, village water plant, village expenses for the water system. It is preliminary. We've talked to the company, we've negotiated a deal, but the final word is in the hands of the public. There are concerns about a couple different things. Some of them were mentioned in the newspaper. Part of the deal is that we're gonna hire a specialist from a company called Collier Engineering, of which the company will pay for. That individual will be at the meeting on the 20th to answer some questions if we have them. Also, VRI will be at that meeting because it's right next to, it's near the water plant. Not necessarily near the water plant property or near our water supply, which is really Bog Meadow, but it is in the vicinity of the water system. So any questions that the public has, we should want to address them. But that information meeting will be on April 20th, 2026 at 7 p.m. at the Senior Center. I think it's probably better there. I had a motion by trustee Gargiulo, second by trustee Olivia. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And I have approved recommendation of Police Chief Jason Torpey to release Samuel Carvalho from employment as part-time dispatcher. Need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by trustee Carroll, seconded by
Second.
trustee Ramus.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. All right, so let's talk about these hearings. I mean, these violations of these property stuff here, okay? And I actually think we should work maybe backwards. I think it might go a little smoother. So, let's do, let's do my personal favorite. Let's do 66 Schneider first. I mean, I'm pretty cut and dry, like,
Yeah, Mr. Scott,
yeah, I mean,
They're real, all of them.
yeah, the whole thing by
Whole
Friday.
thing. Backyard, all the birds gone.
Yeah.
Right.
Cindy, take it easy, we're dealing with it, we got it. I got you covered, not because it's the right thing to do, so,
That law's been in effect since 1970.
yeah, way before, I mean, 9 years before I came into this planet, kicking and screaming, so. So can we say by Friday, or we're going in? Okay?
Can you, I mean, somebody goes in.
Yeah, we'll figure that part out.
Chicken dinner friend?
Hot guy, I eat them.
Too close to Easter.
Norm, you've been looking for some cider.
You got it down by you, big one.
They're not allowed on the property, I don't know, we'll figure that out, Phil's gonna have to put his thinking cap on, but we're gonna do Friday. See, Friday seems to be the go-to day here tonight, so,
Good Friday.
okay?
Okay.
Alright, so, we'll do that in the resolution.
Yes.
Okay, that takes care of 66 Schneider. 173, I think we've taken care of with those 3 things, he's got till Friday to take care of the cars you said are gone.
The one car's gone, yeah.
Okay, 1 car's gone, cleaned up a little bit, the tree, he's gotta get to you by
He's still
Friday.
working on all of it.
Okay, he's gotta get to you by Friday with everything, and a plan of what he's gonna figure out for the disastrous, someone's in the apartment already and he shouldn't be building.
Let's put that in the form of a resolution.
Correct,
With
which is gonna be great when we put that together. Okay. I'll get,
And that's the 10th, Friday's April 10th.
yes, close of business on the 10th. So that takes care of 66 Schneider, that takes care of 173. Cooks Lane, I think it's safe to say we have to try to at least get the building secured. I mean, that's gotta come,
Absolutely.
okay, so I would say that's gotta come by Friday too, since that seems to be the mantra we're on here for the week. At least have the structure secured by Friday. Unless it's,
No, yeah, that needs to be done as quickly as possible, so
That's open.
the securing at least.
so just secure the building by Friday. The other stuff, by Friday, you guys are gonna have to work out. You have to work out a schedule. But I say that with the reservation of like, this is gonna be the new thing now. Like it's not gonna be, you're not gonna get an endless amount of time for stuff that, you know, kind of, and I'm sorry it's you, in the sense of that you're here tonight, or the other property owner was here tonight, or this lady was here tonight, but it is what it is at this point. Like, we have to kind of like get into this mantra, and I heard the comment like, well, there's other properties, yeah, they're gonna be here too eventually if they don't straighten out what they gotta do. I mean, I don't want to even do that, I don't even wanna go through this. It's actually kind of silly on some of this stuff, but, you know, like, we have to do it, we have to do it. So at least the place secured by Friday, and that could be, please work that portion out with the building inspector for that one item. And the other thing is, please have a plan together for the other stuff for this particular property, is that feasible?
You mean 11 Druid?
Yes, no, Cooks Lane, sorry, Cooks
We're
Lane.
still on Cooks Lane.
I'm on Cooks Lane,
Just have to find one.
okay? Is that, you guys okay with?
What were the other items?
There's a couple different things there, but, I mean, just so we have an idea, I mean, it's, I mean,
Well, I mean, sanitation, I would think, is something that could be remedied fairly quickly as well. When you're talking about structural repairs, obviously that's something that is going to take more time whether you want it to or not.
yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, if it's, you know, rubbish outside, then I would try to put that on the same schedule as Friday. I mean, clean it up.
Yeah, my primary concern for 11 Cooks right now is to secure the building. And then we gotta figure out just a plan of what you're gonna do going forward. And if we have to have a special meeting next week, we'll have a special meeting next week if we have to act on anything else. I mean, the property owner's here, he knows we're having this conversation. it's not a surprise. So, that's where I'm at for Cooks. You need a- And now, I'll have to put that in a resolution.
Yeah, I mean, we can go through and do resolutions for each one.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. I just wanna talk about it first, then we'll do the resolution. So we okay on
Yeah,
Cooks?
yeah, so Cook's, secured and cleaned out by Friday, April 10th. And then a plan worked out by Friday, April 10th.
Yeah, and just the discussion you guys have on what you wanna do moving forward with the property.
I believe securing the debris in the front.
Yes.
cleaned out by Friday.
Yes.
Cleaned out in terms of inside the items, that can be dealt with.
No, the exterior.
Yeah, just the, I'm just
No, I just
exterior.
wanted to clarify.
Yeah, no, that's fine, I understand, no, I'm good, I appreciate you trying to clear it up. So for Cook's Lane, it's secure and the debris on the outside cleaned up by Friday.
Mhm.
And then you meet with Mr. Hannawalt about Cook's. All right, so we're gonna have to come back to that with an official resolution.
Yeah, well, you've gone through your regular resolution.
Okay,
So now all you really have to do is say, you know, now therefore be it resolved that the village requires for Cook's Lane and I can work with the clerk on this wording, but we do need a vote on it.
yeah, I got it, because I'm gonna say so moved it
Immediately
to.
secure the building, clean the exterior by Friday, April 10th, and also have a plan worked out with the building inspector by Friday.
Okay,
And you would just motion that.
I'm gonna move that now.
Okay,
So I'm gonna make that motion as
Okay.
duly described by the village attorney
okay,
for Cook's Lane, for the Cook's Lane property.
okay.
So I need a second for that. Seconded by trustee Olivia. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, so that's Cook's Lane. Let's do 66 Schneider while we're on it,
Yeah.
because that's gotta stop. Okay, 66 Schneider.
It's the same thing,
Same thing.
but you want the chickens and the roosters gone by Friday. Is that what you want?
Yeah.
Okay, so,
Now, that doesn't stop them from putting in a request and asking for it, but you need to do that before you put in.
well, if you're going to allow her to come to the board and ask for your permission to keep the.
No, I'm not gonna ask you to do that. I'm just saying, there's nothing that would stop her from doing that.
No, that is correct.
Right.
But if she does that, then that, in all fairness, would stay getting them out. Right?
But I can't stop, that's the law though.
Relocated until which time?
No, but that's the law, right? The law says you have to put in a request to the board.
Well, yes, so she didn't do that.
So
She
they need to
has
be
to-
removed
the
by
chicken.
Friday. They need the chickens and the roosters need, and the rest of the,
Okay.
you worked some magic on the last one.
All right, okay. It's just chickens and roosters, right? Nothing else?
That's the,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Removed. All right, so who put that in the form of a motion?
I did, so moved as dictated by the
Okay,
village attorney.
and second?
I need a second for that motion.
Second.
Seconded by trustee Gardullo, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried, thank you. 173 Main Street,
Okay, 173.
We hammered out.
Street, yes, so, well, the motion would be that, he's already working on the unregistered vehicles, the trees are down, the rubbish is being removed, that must be done by Friday.
correct.
Okay. As for the other, he has to have a partial submission ready for the planning board by Friday.
So
And
moved,
look-
so moved as described by the village attorney.
Okay.
And what about removing the tenant?
Yeah, that's all part of it.
That's all part of that?
And it even shouldn't be there.
Mhm.
I mean, it's not in here, but it's another, whole other thing that you have to deal with now.
Mhm.
I'm happy to give a quick resolution to all of these things, but I would just ask, do you need more time than Friday for any of these items? 'Cause we're doing several things here and just they're all kind of landing
Ho-
on Friday, that was,
The only reason why I'm giving it to Friday is because really we should be saying, tonight's tonight.
right.
But I'm gonna give you, because they are making some inroads to try to remedy these situations, so I have no problem giving it another week, but that's it. Like, some of this has gotta, for these particular items. So it's kinda designed for them to, enough's enough, like, get to your office and figure it out.
Well, the building inspector also has a justice court track.
Correct. And I don't wanna belabor that anymore. I don't know if that, I don't know.
So, you motion?
Yeah, I motioned. I think, you
You
second?
second?
Sure, second.
Yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, we have Levin Drew, right? That's the last one. I don't know what the board wants to do. I'm gonna try to work with the property owner. I'll throw out a suggestion, but I mean, like, we gotta kinda hold to it. Let's see here. And you guys can all scream with me after. No, 173 we're done. Okay. So this is for 11 Drew, 15th of May?
To have at least the Tyvek?
Yeah, that's it. I don't need that whole building completely Tyvek. I just need the problem tacked down and, that's it.
Okay.
15th of May.
Okay.
That's my offer. First, last.
That's fine.
And that's where I'm at.
I mean, he's here.
Whatever you guys wanna do, but I mean,
I mean, it shows goodwill, he's here. I'm fine.
I understand her.
I know.
Well, it's over a month now, and this is just to
I know.
tack down the current state of it.
And minimum.
No, he may get everything done, but I need the, I can't go to the 31st of May. It's just.
We're hoping that he would have everything
Yeah, he
done.
said, actually, his words were sooner, he's hoping sooner. So I'm going to the 15th of May because I'm going to the 15th of May. Because,
I'd almost rather give you less time and you need to come back and ask for more time than give you an abundance of time now.
I was looking
Is
at that, and the only reason why I said that is because we have a meeting. Like, we have a meeting, hold on a second.
On the 18th.
We have a meeting on the 18th.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I said the 15th. But I mean, we have a meeting on the, I went to the 15th, which I know I'm gonna get. Anyway, I'm at the 15th. I mean, it's the rest of this week.
We'll be dealing with the other matter the rest of this week.
Okay.
So,
I got it. I'm at the 15th, but please, if you can get at least the Tyvek part tied down for now, sooner, that would be very, very, very helpful.
These are really, it's just a perfect example that when you own property, you have a responsibility to it, so.
You guys okay for that motion?
And what is to be done by the 15th? At least the Tyvek, but all of it?
I think if I recall correctly, it was Tyvek, completely Tyvek and sided.
no.
Just Tyvek?
At a minimum, you said either the repair of the Tyvek or new Tyvek, depending. My goal
Is
is
to
to
have
have
it,
it sided by the end of.
okay,
So
so,
change the motion.
no, I didn't even make the motion. So the motion is gonna be that we're gonna try to, the property owner's gonna have remedied the
You're gonna have tacked down
the Tyvek,
or.
Tyvek the whole building
the-
properly by the 15th of May.
And completed,
No, the second part.
he said he was gonna have it completed by the end of May. Can you put that in some motion?
Whatever you guys wanna do.
There's an open permit.
Yeah, he's got no permit, that's
There's
it.
an open permit.
I
So
get that.
the siding
Right,
would
because
not
the
have to be
siding is
completed,
what's
but I'm
needed.
offering to try
Okay.
to get it done by the end of the
My
month.
concern right now
At
is,
least to do the Tyvek that you're asking for.
yeah, my immediate concern now is to clean up the Tyvek and then get it completely Tyvek by no later than 15th.
And you can certainly revisit it on the 18th.
Correct. Well, that's why I didn't, I put that there just because we have a meeting that day, but whatever the board wants to do, that would be my suggestion.
Is that your motion?
That's my motion. I need a second or another motion?
Second.
What? So there's a second by trustee Gardullo, discussion. Huh? There is discussion, if you guys wanna talk about it, talk about it. Or somebody else make a motion, I mean, you guys all have the ability to do that.
The violation is for tacking down the tie bed. That's what the violation is for. I think we need to do a remedy to tack down the tie bed. And I would give you to the end of the month. I mean, that's 3 weeks, more than 3 weeks from now to the end of the month for you to tack down the tie bed that is in violation right now.
So you wanna amend the motion to have the Tyvek that's on the building now tacked down or secured before the end of April,
Yes.
and then the rest of the building be tied
The rest
back?
of the building is not on,
No, but you want the building to be completely tied back by the 15th of May?
completely tie back in the building is not what the violation is. The violation is that you have loose tie back currently on your building that needs to be re-tacked.
Well,
That's what the violation is. Right?
Hold on a second. I had it wrong. Come now. Well, it says the conditions observed is I observed the water-resistant barrier, Tyvek house wrap, which they came up with a different name,
So it's not
in
watertight.
disarray on the exterior of the home. So, while that's what the building inspector witnessed, I mean, the actual, it's property maintenance, chapter 170 of the Village of Highland Falls Code. Exterior structure, protective treatment, and then section 304, exterior structure 304.2, protective treatment. So I think at the end of the day, it's not only fixing what's on there now, but I mean, eventually you want, if he's renovating the house, the whole thing's gotta be tied back, I would imagine. I mean, my trade is not to build homes, but. So I,
Oh, I guess. So,
we build
um,
homes.
yeah, I do.
Okay, so then I made a motion, it got a second, if you wanna amend the motion, I'll amend it, but I need to hear something. Whatever you guys wanna do, it's okay.
So can I amend the motion for the Tyvek to be resecured
You
by
can
the end
ask
of the
and I'll
month?
amend it, but I mean, yeah, cause it's
Okay.
mine, but I can withdraw my motion if you'd like to make a motion.
Would you like to amend your motion?
I could do whatever the board wants. I'll withdraw my motion for now, so you do what you wanna do.
So
This is
motion
good,
by,
this is civics 101.
Okay, so I'd like to make a motion for the Tyvek to be resecured by the end of April.
and that's it.
Put a date in there.
April 30th.
Okay. There's a motion, needs a second.
I'll second it.
Okay, wait, you wanna have further discussion? No further discussion? So, I'm sorry, I just wanna make sure, motion to have the Tyvek secured by April 30th, correct? Is that what the motion was?
Yes,
Alicia, you have that?
yes.
Okay, we had a motion second, no more discussion, roll call.
Trustee Olivia?
Yes.
Trustee Ramus?
Yay.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Gardullo?
Yes.
Mayor DeSalvo?
Yes. Okay. Mr. Hannawalt, I know I gave you some more work to do tonight, but I think that we took care of those property maintenance things. Maybe a little unorthodox, but I think we followed the spirit of the law. Thank you. Public comment. I know, right?
Anybody wanna make a public comment?
Up to you guys.
And I'll make one. Sure. That was, good civics lesson. Oh, I have to come up with? It was a good civics lesson. I like the discussion. You can tell that this is a different board than the last board that was here. And I liked one trustee's discussion about the budget. This is when the taxpayers get to see how the money's gonna allocate it. And I like the trustee's comment that it's a living document, it can change. You know, you try to stick to it, but things happen. But what's missing for the public, the taxpayers, is we'd like a whole picture of the finances of the finances of the village. What is the debts? How much is in reserves? It would be good for the taxpayers to see, get a good picture instead of at the state audit, everything was good. That's what the previous board was saying. Yeah, brown water happens. But it doesn't, it's not consistent. It's all of a sudden, you know, and I have a whole house water filter on it with a clear thing, and I put a new filter in, it's nice bleached white, and it starts changing color right away. But every once in a while, you get brown water that'll get right through that and come out the faucets. And maybe another hydrant flushing would be a good thing to.
It's on my report.
Good. And one other thing, there was a comment about, you know, the village, how the looks of the village with graduation coming up. Can somebody on the board speak to McDonald's and have them fix their flag? It's ripped, it's hanging by only one clip, and it looks terrible.
Okay, sure. Anybody else for public comment? That's it, huh? You ready? Before, go ahead, trustee.
After them? Couple things real quick. I first would like to just say congratulations to Trustee Gargiulo. And I also would like to thank everyone who participated in our recent election. Your voice truly matters, and voting is one of the most important ways to be heard. And just to give a little perspective there, we have about 3,600 residents, just over 2,000 registered voters, and only 400 to 700 people typically weigh in. So that means around 30% of our community is deciding who sits at this table and makes decisions with how everyone's tax dollars are spent. So I would like to encourage everyone to get involved, register, show up to the polls, or request an absentee ballot if needed, because your participation matters. And I think that ties directly into what we've been discussing tonight, the decisions we make here, and the standards that we set. Determine what you see from our departments, from the work being done with your money. Which is also why it's so important that we don't allow our expectations to drift. I think it's easy to see that that happens over time, but we are a small community, and because of that, there is no reason why we should not expect excellence across the board. And whether that's DPW, police, infrastructure projects, contractors, and partners that we work with, we need to set clear and high expectations for work to be done right, done consistently, and done with pride. And that is a standard that I hope to see us return to. So I have a couple months of building department reports, so I'll go through those. I have February, We had 17 permit applications received, 13 permits were issued, 2 operating permits were issued, 5 certificates of compliance, 1 certificate of occupancy was issued, 29 building permit inspections, 21 fire safety inspections, 12 violation notices were issued, 3 violations closed out, 5 municipal searches were completed, no zoning variance applications, 3 planning board applications were received, and 8 FOIL requests were received. And the annual municipal code enforcement report was completed for both the town and the village and submitted as an annual report. And for the month of March, we had 18 permit applications received, 14 permits issued, 6 operating permits issued, 12 certificates of compliance, no certificates of occupancy, 34 building permit inspections, 17 fire safety inspections, 16 violation notices were issued, 10 violations closed out, 9 municipal searches were completed, 1 zoning variance application was received, and 2 planning board applications were received. And we had 7 FOIL requests. And that's it.
Great. Trustee Ramus.
So I'll give the monthly report for March on our sewer treatment plant. We had a lot of water going down there last month, and there was a couple of factors. Frozen ground, we got a lot of rain. 4.93 inches of precipitation, and with that frozen ground, it was just sheet flowing. And then we had the snow melt as well. So I was out with the DPW and the mayor. There's a couple of places where we're getting INI, and we're trying to figure out how to address that, because it was 7 to 9 days where this water was going into one of the sewer drains. So we're working on that. They have been doing their regular maintenance down there. The pump stations are all working fine. All of the samples have been sent out for the DEC regulations to the labs, and we have collected a quarterly mercury sample as well. The Spectrum Serve removed a dumpster of belt press sludge on the 17th, and Recycle Pump 1 went to the repair shop for work evaluation. We're getting some quotes on the chain and the flights on one of our secondary clarifiers down there. But all in all, the plant is up and running great. A couple other things, the DPW, I had a few discussions with them when they were out working hand in hand on the water leaks. And they got the crosswalk signs up. Just so everybody knows, New York State law, anybody in a crosswalk, vehicles need to actually stop for them. We don't have that many crosswalks, and with spring arriving, not only are people driving faster, but we've got a lot of dog walkers out there. I'm going to remind everybody, if you're walking a dog, you need a leash. When I was coming down South Main today, there's somebody walking 2 pit bulls, one's on a leash, the other isn't. I don't know, maybe the other dog ate the leash, I don't know. But anyway, you need a leash on your dogs, please. And the other thing that somebody mentioned are geese lights.
Yeah.
They don't seem to be working.
They need to be brighter, I think.
So, yeah, so maybe we can take a look at that, sir.
It's not, it's just the system, but I don't,
I'm just saying.
I got some comments about the geese.
All right.
The same category as roosters.
So another thing, I'm hammering it every meeting, Heroes, Cowboys, and Companions. They got a lot of good stuff going on. We have this on our website. I had hung it up downstairs as well. Veterans, first responders, they're all welcome. These guys do this, Dwayne and his lovely wife, Jackie. It's a 501c, and this month they're working on creating bird feeders They just asked that you sign up April 18th, and that's gonna be out at Pine Bush. And to piggyback on what the mayor said in the budget about us getting some money to the Veterans Association, I also spoke with John, and I gave him Dwayne and Jackie's information, and we're gonna see if they can come down here and have some of these projects like that down at our Veterans Hall. And they are also looking for volunteers, and there's a questionnaire that, again, I will get onto our website, and I will leave some copies down at Village Hall for anybody that wants just a copy to look at, and I believe they have a website that you can sign up. No, not yet. So I was tasked, being the codification gentleman at this point in time, to come up with some things that are in the code, and I have spoken with.
It's for the next year, so it's not just this point in time.
I have been speaking with Phil about some of these things, and I think it'll make the planning board's task a lot easier, as well as Phil's. And I'd like to get some of these details put into our code book. And what we're running them by not only Phil's office, but VRI and our engineer, to make sure they're comfortable with these certain things, that there won't be no questions on. Like when we have a developer's agreement and they're asking about road surfacing and sidewalks and everything, these details will already be in there, they won't even have to ask us anymore. So one would be for the manholes, one would be for the water service connections, any catch basins, specific backfilling detail, and what we want to see as far as separations, and driveway sections, any driveway sections that they're going to be putting in. I know we don't have a lot of room for subdivisions, but there are some coming up, and I think this will help expedite their process as well, along with a fire hydrant detail. And I need to run this past the fire department, because I was speaking with the building department today, and he had a great idea, but we just want to run it past the fire department. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Trustee Carroll.
Okay, before I mention my report this week, last week, the VRI responded to a water leak down on Webb Lane. It's down behind Wine Greens. And it was a 6-inch pipe that burst, and water was shooting 20 feet in the air. Not many people talked about it, but I thought we'd hear more about dirty water there, because that was a 6-inch pipe, and you know what that one was. And it was spraying all over. They got down there real quick and fixed that. They took out a 6-foot piece of pipe and replaced it. Anyway, the water flow was maintained the normal average. It was 530 gallons a day, daily water usage. The tank was at 30 feet, 3 inches. That's all very, very safe and good. Let's see, on the 22nd, they monitored the raw water turbidity remotely throughout the night due to the rain and stuff. The following day, lowered filter flows located in clean curb box at 12 Jevons. And the following day, Ryan from Badger Meters on site to discuss getting a new raw water meter. RI inspected water system for leaks, lowered filter flows, turned water on at 12 Jevons, where they had fixed it the day before. Checked the reservoir, it was 98% filled. Lowered filter flows, dug a U-dig mark on Rhodes Drive. The following day, performed leak detection on Main Street, Snyder Avenue and Webb Lane. Electrical on site to rewire downstairs lights and install a new outlet. Received 8 drums of polymer. Following day, they had a water leak, was repaired on 4 Snyder Avenue and Webb Lane, lowered filter flows. Okay, outstanding issues and concerns. The town of Highlands, water usage average was 95 gallons per day. That's normal average too.
95,000.
95,000.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Inspecting homes for lead service lines as the calls were received. All right, Upper Bog Meadow, like I said, was 98%. That's terrific. Closed the Upper Bog valve 3 last month, the 3rd. Valve is still closed. On the Lower Bog Meadows, the spillway is flowing. Jim's Pond, the water is at the spillway and the valve is open. 9W Reservoir, water's flowing over the dam. In the weeks ahead, we got a backwash pump has been ordered, be delivered in a month. 2 proposals received to replace the media in sand filter 1. Waiting for the health department to approve the filter material. Continuing the water meter installations. Continued inspecting homes for the lead service lines. Continued leak detecting the water system. That's all we've got on, the water department. And that all goes good. I wanted to bring one thing up though before I close out here. I received we all received a map of the proposed one-way streets tonight. There's only one thing here I want to clear up because I helped make this map. And I think Mr. Malachi would like to know this. And it's got Perry Avenue one-way going the wrong way. It's going down towards Main Street. It should be going up, is the way I had it. And reason being is because we still have the ability to cut in across from Shades when we make the one-way street. It's really only one way from Shades Corner down. From going up, it's 2 ways, so you would still come in that way, come over and go up Perry Avenue. Reason being I want that corrected is because that's the way a lot of the north end people get to their houses. There's 2 ways to get to those houses. Well, you can go down to Homestead, but nobody does. Or you can go up Cousins Avenue. So Cousins Avenue brings you in, but then you gotta go through all the long parallel streets. I think we need Perry Avenue to be the way it always was. Does anybody know why this is upside down?
I just think it's just a sketch. Like, I don't think it's just a conversation piece, but whatever the changes we want to look at, that's totally fine.
Which Drew? The first block of Drew?
Drew, it's half both ways. Then, from the top though, it's the same as it's always been. Coming down.
Going down, one way going down.
Yeah, for the top
Oh,
half,
yeah.
top half.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's about 50 different things we have to do before we even we have to do a traffic study, we have to do, it's a whole thing.
We're all gonna go up there, the board, and Jimmy said earlier that we take a good look at it. I proposed to make Lake Street, Church Street one way. So that, it wouldn't be that turn, if you made that all 2 ways, Drew Avenue, when you come up, you can take a left that way. Because if you don't make it one way, you're gonna be running it, it's gonna be dangerous.
The top of Drew, in snow, every car is gonna be stuck.
Yeah.
There's a lot of variables, so
Yeah.
it's a preliminary idea, that's all. Very preliminary. You okay, trustee Carroll? Okay. Trustee Gargiulo.
Thank you. I just wanted to thank everybody out also. Thank you, trustee Olivia. Thank you, everybody, for coming out to vote. And I appreciate your confidence in me. And my door is always open, not just to select groups, but to everybody. And I stand by that commitment. I think also too, we need to be I think we're committed to being hyper vigilant to our budget, and I think we're in the right direction of bringing in revenue in sources that we've never really looked at before. So I think it's gonna be an exciting year ahead. As for our municipalities, I think they are stepping up to the plate. I mean, there's I call the police department, we're really getting ahead of the parking issues. People parking on the street just for long periods of time, we're getting rid of that, we've done some towing. The DPW, I'm gonna give my report, they're really stepping up, they're getting a lot of work done. Peter and I go out every time we see something on Facebook or we're called for something about the water situation. We go out to the community members and we talk to them and encourage them to come and do a tour of the water plant and encourage them to have their water tested. So we are trying to address it that way. Again, we talk about the lateral lines, trying to give them a perspective on what's going on. Again, it's not a quick fix like the mayor says. The police department also, I don't know, Chief, how many stops did you make on Easter? That was a lot of things going on.
That's part of my report.
I know, but I wanted to ask him, I was like, what the?
We've been very busy.
You have been busy, and I appreciate that, that was actually good. And with the parking situation, we really are getting a handle on that, which I do appreciate. With that, the DPW report, in the area of infrastructure and repairs, the department collaborated with VRI and TAM to address water leaks on Webb, like we've said, in Schneider Avenue, which included saw cutting, pavement removal, and backfilling upon completion. Catch basins on 36th Church Street in South Main near Horizon Medical were repaired. A section of curbing was reset at 47 Mearns Avenue, and the Braille pad at the corner of Main Street and Schneider Avenue was also reset. On the community and events side, staff hung American and Irish flags along Main Street in honor of St. Patrick's Day, and coordinated with the town of Highlands bucket truck operator to install and remove the Restaurant Week banner from across Main Street. Regarding parks and beautification, the department conducted thorough litter pickup along all of Main Street, from the ambulance court to West Point Gate and West Point Highway, as well as Mountain Avenue Row Park. Parking lot 1 was fully cleared of litter and leaves. Row Park received complete cleanup of leaves and debris around the dugout, backstop, pavilion, playground and spillway and drainage areas. And Center Street was similarly cleared. A fallen tree also was moved on Kings Road. And they also did Memorial Park. I thought Memorial Park looked fantastic, better than I've seen it in a long, long time. The Row Park bathrooms were opened for the season. We did that right before the Easter egg hunt. That was March 25th, and have been checked and cleaned daily since. The senior center was serviced and maintained on 14 days throughout the period. Operational, the department carried out snow removal over 2 days and has since cleaned and carried out snow removal over 2 days. Right, operational department carried out snow removal over 2 days and since cleaned out storage. Oh, the cleaning up the stored and salt spreaders. The street sweeper was in operation for 9 days, and yard waste and brush pickup ran for 6 days, including the removal of material that had been illegally dumped on Center Street. And equipment-wise, all small engine equipment, including mowers, blowers, and weed whackers, fully serviced and ready for the season. The Case 721E front loader received full service, including new batteries, filters, and repaired wiper arm. MRH equipment was serviced. The point of the servicing of the equipment, a lot of it's done in-house where we don't have to service it out, and that saves us a lot of money also. Yeah, I think they're really doing a good job, and I appreciate them. I appreciate what we don't realize also, there's a lot of servicemen and women from our area that are out there in Kuwait, etc., and I would like to thank them for their service, as well as our first responders and our village employees, as always.
Thank you. Okay. Police Department monthly report. Total calls 784. Arrest summary, 2 felony, 10 misdemeanors for a total of 12. Summonses issued. Parking and meter tickets, 41. Traffic, 82. For a total of 123. Meter collections of $1,589. So, I know the board made some comments tonight, and I know I've talked to the chief and also the patrol officers and police officers. You know, the speed bumps will be out there again soon. I know everybody loves them, but we got to get people to slow down. And you know, the goal shouldn't be to write 1 million tickets, which is one form of curtailment. But we just need people to slow down. That would be really great before someone gets hurt. Whether it's just a bystander crossing the street or a kid playing on the road. we have to get cars to slow down. And and I know there was one individual, there's two individuals on Clytes Avenue. One drives a white pickup truck. That person it was good. It was like a good operation. That person got a nice wadeering.
Got it, sir.
So that person won't be doing that anymore. That was good. And then there's another individual in a dark colored car, sedan. And we got a little plan for that individual too. That's gonna be good. I like that. I like that. We have to come up with a name.
Well, you don't use a word.
Like,
Called selective enforcement.
not for these folks.
No.
No, this is like, we have to come up with a catchy.
Habitual.
Yeah, we have to come up with a catchy little phrase, like an operation something, something. But yeah, speed is an issue and we're dealing with it. You wanna talk about that real quick?
Yeah, I did forget, I'm sorry, Orange County Mobile DMV service will be here Wednesday, April 15th, tax day at the Village, at the Senior Center, 15 Drew Avenue. The hours are 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., closed 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. for lunch, 1 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. They'll close. And that's where you can do you can do everything there, because if you went to the DMV. So that's April 15th, Wednesday. That's great that they do that. Kelly Askew, she's a good one.
Yeah, she's excellent. April 11th, there's a meeting about the water project, Phase 2 for Cragston. That'll be at the Senior Center. It's Saturday at 10 o'clock. So anybody who lives in Cragston, I mean, anybody can come, but it's primarily for the folks in Cragston. Arrow was awarded the contract. They've been down there doing bore drilling to try to triangulate the solid bedrock we have in this community. So they're in the process of doing that. They're also putting some pipe in way down towards the end by the sewer plant. So this will take care of a few issues for us, mostly replacing the main, which is primarily galvanized down at that end of the community, and also help with some water pressure issues down there as well. April 20th, we have, is a work session meeting, but again, I just want to reiterate that battery storage information meeting. We're going to go over a bunch of stuff with that. We'll have a professional there to answer some questions as they come up. April 13th to the 17th will be hydrant flushing. That will start during the day. We'll try to pick the best time, but there's not necessarily the best time. But we will be doing that and notifying the town. We'll be doing it the week after. Also, the school will notify everybody we can. It'll be on social media, it'll be in the newspaper, it'll be on, I'm gonna ask the chief to put out the digital sign, if we can get that out by Wednesday, on Main Street or Mountain Avenue, wherever you'd like to place it. Line painting, I'm in the process of getting a quote for line painting throughout the village. I do want to take a quick comment about elections. And it's good that we have folks that come out and vote. And I think every elected official from Washington to school boards want folks to participate. And I think if you, I mean, this might be easy for me to say, but, you know, having lost by 5 votes and having won by 14 votes, I can always appreciate the folks who do come out and vote. And it's important that we get a good turnout, but it's important if we're gonna have turnout, that the folks who are coming out to vote actually have the issues, and not just a one-sided narrative of an issue. And to me, that's important. So I have no problem with more folks come out and turn out to vote, because it's your right to vote. It's also your right not to vote. And sometimes if you don't have a huge turnout for an election, that also is saying something. It's saying that the majority maybe likes the job that's being done. And so I think that you have to listen to the whole picture, not just who won and who lost. So just keep that in mind as we move forward with all elections in the community. Quick comment about Facebook. It's come to my attention that there were some comments on Facebook in regards to the brown water. I understand that. And as I mentioned to a couple of people, you never see a video of the water running clear. Which, all right, I understand. But Facebook, there was a comment made about water and sewer grants or infrastructure, something about sidewalks. Somebody said something about $40 million in grants. So that's why I ran down, you all saw me leave before, I ran down to my office because I checked it again. I checked the desk, I checked under the desk, I checked the drawers. I ran in the back to check the bathroom. I ran and checked, there was a box downstairs that wasn't labeled anything. It turned out just to be paper. But not $40 million paper, just regular copy paper. But I think we just have to be careful on what, it's too bad there's not some kind of a fact checker on some of the stuff that's said on social media. And I understand that social media is a tool to get the word out. And I think it's vital to have nowadays. But man, oh man, when someone's just off, they're just way off. So I'm not aware of any $40 million for infrastructure, and if we had $40 million of infrastructure for water, sewer, or sidewalks, we wouldn't even be talking about water, sewer, or sidewalks. So the community has done well with grants. Previous administrations have done well with grants. This administration is doing well with grants. We continue to actively search for them, but again, if we had $40 million in water and/or sewer and/or sidewalks, we wouldn't be talking about this. So just keep that in mind. Also, 4th of July, just so the community knows, folks watching, residents that are here, the board has no direct involvement in the 4th of July. It's a coalition between a private committee, a volunteer committee, and I believe the Town of Highlands Recreation Department. I don't know if that's been officially voted on. I don't think the town board voted on that, but they're working together, which I think is fantastic. We are there to help supplement. I hope the town board is there to help supplement. I think my conversation with the supervisor a while ago, I think was fruitful, and I think we're gonna participate as best we can, and as both respective boards want to. I think that's important, as it used to be. I think it's very important. So, with that being said, though, the show will go on for 4th of July. But if folks want to go and help the committee, they do meet during the week. The times do vary. As soon as we find out, we'll try to get that information on the website or get it out to social media. I know Jen kind of is running point a little bit with it, so.
Peter also.
Peter also, so a few folks between the two of you, if you can make the meeting, sometimes they're at 1 o'clock on a Wednesday, so it just might be difficult. Alina, if you're around, please try to attend if you can go. And if they need something from us that's, something that we can do. I know we've helped out with helping submit the grant for $4,999 to Orange County Tourism. We helped with the paperwork with that. I know that we helped with documentation for a bunch of letters to go out to the public for donations. We've helped coordinate with a couple of the members in Village Hall, so we are trying to help make sure the day happens. So I just want the public to know that. We talked about that. I'll just talk about grants real quick, and then I have some information for Mr. Malakot and the regular residents. We did get the vacuum truck. I want to clarify for the vac truck, which I'm in the process of putting something together for the board. The actual grant is for a vac truck up to $400,000. So the maximum that the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation pays up to $400,000. But it's 75% of whatever the amount of money that you are going to pay for the truck. So a little clarification, and I may have said that we got $400,000. That's inaccurate. So I wanted to make sure that I get it accurate out there. They'll pay up to $400,000. That's the max payout, up to 75% of what you're gonna buy. So if we were to buy the truck that we're looking at, we'd probably approximately get $360,000. It's still well worth it. We still have the funds to do it. But I just wanted to get that out there, let the board know that for sure. And then I'll have something for us to at least look at by the next meeting, okay? We did get a little grant from the Homeland Security for $3,200. We did get the Orange County Community Development Block Grant, which will take care of the senior center this year, the parking lot, the wall, a ramp. That's all gonna be done by this year. And we also got the New York State Development Strategic Plan for Feasibility Study for Program Round 2 to develop a transportation plan for downtown. So that's good stuff. And I'm gonna give this, you guys can all have a copy of this, and as I mentioned before, we just put in, today, we got notification that a grant we put in for $2,240,000, we just submitted through the Congressman's office. We did $5,000 for equipment for Highland Falls Little League. We did $2,500 for the youth fishing derby. We put in for $564,000 for renovation to the Highland Falls Fire Department firehouse. It's not necessarily our building, but we helped assist the fire department put in for the grant. We put in for 2 more charging stations. We put in for a grant for $42,795. We put in for another portable message board for $20,000. So we are actively looking at grants. And it's something that we continue to look for. Because the board is constantly sending me emails or text messages constantly about it. So I just want the community to know that we are proactive about it. So real quick, I just want to go over the debt because it came up. That was the other reason why I went down there to get some numbers. Approximately $18 million in debt. And that is $6 million of that is for FEMA, earmarked directly for FEMA. $8 million of that, I'm sorry, roughly $8 million is, and I'll get you exact numbers, I just wanted to give you an idea. Roughly $8 million is water, and then we have some for a little bit in general, a little bit in sewer. But I will get the exact amounts for you. If we didn't have to deal with the FEMA, we'd be right around 11-ish. You can have any argument you want about what's healthy, what's not healthy. Technically, if someone gives you an answer when they ask a municipality, they don't like to include water and sewer, they just give you the general fund amount. I don't think that's a fair way to do it. We're on the hook for it, we have to do it. We do get very good rates to borrow the money. Like I said, we just redid a refinance of $7 million, and we got 2.54%. So that's pretty good borrow money. And that's because we do have our fiscal house in order. So in addition to that, we do have some reserve funds that are classified and unclassified. So we have some funds with New York Class. It's just a company, actually they're based out of Louisiana. Most municipalities use them. It's approximately $350,000, and that takes care of village hall repair, reserve repair, police department reserve repair, DPW reserve repair, and there's a little bit of water equipment reserve in that fund as well. We have also reserved, our classified is $526,000 with Hudson Valley Investors, and that is primarily for the fire department, for engine and a command vehicle. And then last is general fund, which is unclassified, and that's $548,000. So that just kind of gives you the reserve funds. And I just wanted to get you that to you. But I can get you some more hard numbers if you want. Nothing to be afraid about. It's the truth, so I'm not worried about it. So that was my report for tonight. You guys have anything else? Okay? Motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second. All in
Mayor,
favor?
Executive session?
We have a quick, actually, before you take that motion, I have a quick executive session. So I need a motion to go into executive session. Potential litigation.
Motion to go into executive session.
Second. All in favor?